at the very end, they'll have final say on this draft with red side, but it means the two big picks now coming out for YG.
For Falcons, it's going to be high burst physical for sure because their EXP and their mid is all magic. They need to balance that out with strong physical. What? What do they have?
Yeah, what is Yangon looking at for their jungle and gold? They get
Clint? Okay, we've seen that work. And a Suyo.
I think you go Leomord. Do we run it back and you go Leomord or Frederick, one of those two?
To combo it with the rest of the members, I think if they're going for rundown, Leomord is an option. But if they're playing around either Super Marco or even Haji, then maybe the Fredrin could just make room for that.
Yeah.
So it depends on the kind of approach they want.
Yeah, the problem is if they go Fredrin might be too slow. Unless Falcons are going to show up a new surprise picker. That's just a jungle that we're getting in physical.
I mean, Aurora did pull up Lucas, but it didn't work. So who knows what options could be.
Martis. Well, what's it going to be?
What else showed up recently?
Okay, they're still going to go for the Harley. High magic base.
Yeah.
And this didn't go this. Okay, the second round didn't go as expected as I did. I thought Falcons might go for something a little bit more surprising in the jungle. Yangon played it safely. They have their Clint with them. Esmeralda should win in EXP. But it's Hanan the Suyo. And that's the big X Factor. Exactly.
X Factor for YG. Will it be the Suyo that sends him into the grand finals? Will it be the Clint that bursts the bubble of the Philippines? Or will Team Falcons live to fight another day? They need to win 2 in a row. But every win for 2 starts with the first one. So let's see if they can handle this game as we send it over to our casters. Trax Liam.
Going into the land of Dawn for game number 4 is a canon event in the Myanmar versus Philippines rivalry. Yangon Galacticos could secure their slot in the grand finals and finally put the rivalry to bed, or Falcons could claw their way into a clincher that goes all the way. Welcome to game number 4 in the best of 5 first semifinals for the day. And just like that, with red 5, Falcons securing the Harley, even though jungle matchup was left in contention.
And then it worked out so well for them because the thing is, even if YG doesn't go for the Suyo, Falcons can pick up a Suyo in response. They had him in this rock, paper, scissors match where Falcons always got to see what YG picked first. And when Suyo and Harley were 2 picks to go, Harley normally got the win over it.
That's right.
Harley normally got the dub in that matchup.
For about 4 to 6 weeks, Harley was the best jungler in the game when it came to MLBB Esports. And this is not to say Yangon can win with the Suyo. They already have in the knockout stage of MSC, but looking at the rotations, again, I'm not so sure if you agree, but it's evident that Yangon are playing a little more cautious. It's a very similar pace to game number 3.
Falcons also, though, because if we get to this 2-minute mark, Super Marco always just going toe-to-toe down here. If we get to this 2 or 3 minute mark and it's still 0 deaths, we have to admit that also Falcons taking a slower pace, because even game 2, game 3, Falcons were the aggressors. Kyle on the bot side looking for a possible target, does have a level 4, and decided to go for this crab instead. Turtle comes up in 5 seconds, Kyle might be a little late to the party.
Alright, the Spatting Rivers will allow him to double time and make it there. Flap and Ogwin able to draw a line between Blink and the Turtle. Flap on this Esmeralda 2 game back-to-back is stealing like a force of nature.
Han's going to start off this Turtle. Kyle gets the deadly magic, or doesn't actually use it quite yet, but they're still able to put a lot of damage on Blink. Han to the backside, Crimson Beacon, and down goes Han. Han's not going to survive this one. First point into the hands of Han. Ties now, forcing the flicker. As YG watch Falcons take turtle number 1.
That is the mid-prio Upawadu. As if inherited from their ancestors, Falcons just take the turtle and own the early rotations. As you're in it, you kind of can't help but feel miserable. Is this something that Ying has to take from game number 3 all the way to game number 4 and say, I can do better?
out. A lot of damage on Oakwood. Oakwood won't be able to get away. CCM on Super Marco will be able to in fact get back safely onto the tower. But a nice pickup for YG.
Massive clapback. They forced Oakland to take a dirt nap there. Patrick Starr just off the bush. This is interesting. Grab that purple. Committed. Kyle takes it.
It's two games in a row now. That purple buff hasn't been Falcons. But look at the damage. Flap able to safely get onto the tower. Now responding back. Haji gets pulled back on to Ying. Ying should be okay. He doesn't have the consecration. And opted for a flicker instead of the purify.
So that's multiple ways that members of Yangon Galacticos could get ragdolled out of their formation. The Lantern Flare, the grab and the mount. This is how you break down the Burmese Ube, the Yangon Yam. So far, Game 3, we saw none of it. And I think Falcons have figured it out. Again, it may have taken them 2 losses straight, but what else is left in the bag for Yangon? Like, that's the question. They're in the driver's seat. Falcons are forcing Yangon to respond.
I mean, I think it's definitely when you have something like, wait a second, does get vision on Kyle. Falcons repeatedly for multiple games have sent 4 members down to the gold lane in faith of Flap.
Oh my
top
Lord.
side of the damage. On Sanji, Black Magic, may be able to finish him off. No, he gets the health back just in time. Haji, though, doesn't want to let it end like that.
Flap tries to use a damage reduction into the base, and the turret will not save him. Flap falls, Han scores.
The punches are finally flying. Han won't be able to get away from this. Has a sliver of health, actually does safely. Falcon under the tower, only lose Flap. Turtle's up, though.
That's a technical knockout, unless Han will tread the needle. He's gonna live on the edge. That is a flare on a Ying. In comes Blink.
Blink looking for the grab, doesn't use the Fatal Links. Kyle goes down, Ogwin taking a lot of damage, Kai's is there. Eudora finally starting to put out some damage, but the thing is it's not constant damage. It's not like the Jushin. You get one big attack, and then you're just there.
On a spectrum of damage and utility, that's where Haji Zushin comes through. But you gotta consider, Kaiser was in the perfect spot at the perfect time. It was Kyle he needed to burst down. So again, I think Yangon Galacticos are happy to keep this lead down to under 1,000 by picking off Kyle after the turtle. So yes, 100% so far. About 5.5 minutes in, Falcons take those turtles, but Yangon are on the map. This is a much better shape for them than they were in Game 3.
I think this is the best start of a game that we've seen for both teams in a sense. It hasn't, what I'm saying is it hasn't escaped from anybody.
I concur.
All 3 games, it's been a huge lead. A turnaround at some point for YG here and there. But overall, this is the first time we've been 6 minutes in and we're under a 2,000 gold
It
lead.
still feels like a tug of war. And the flag has not swung either way. Crimson Flare on the 1. Deadly Magics!
Blink, not going to be able to get away from this. Sanji just trying to defend, but the Blazing Duet comes in and he's stopped in his track. Han shows up in the nick of time. Kai's there as well. This could be bad for Falcons if they push too hard. They're going to dash in. Han gets a couple shots onto Kyle. Ying dashes in, past the wall. Couple shots onto Kyle as well, but Falcons only lose Ogwin.
Massive surge forward. That's what you're looking for in a Suyo that is in crunch time. So Han here, fearless as he comes in, able to find that trade, and Flap maybe a second too late, actually holds his breath and practices discipline and does not jump in with that Falling Star Moon, which again keeps them at under 1,000 up, which makes this final turtle of this game, about 7 minutes in, actually contestable. Again, neither have a sure grip.
Yeah, it is dead even right now. With only a 600 gold lead, taking a look at each member. No one extremely leading. Super Marco with a 500 gold lead, but no one's got a full item. No one's extremely ahead. Han actually beating out on Kyle right now. Blink looks for the entry. Not able to secure a stun on anybody, but Kai's on the backside getting singled out by Flap. Flap will be able to get the kill. Puts Falcon at advantage for this turtle, but Han doesn't want to give it up just yet as Ying dives in, pops Consecration, and there's the Fatal Links. A lot of damage, stacked up. Sanji trying to fight back, but it's just too much. Super Marco takes out Han as Oakland takes out Blink, and Flap finds another. Sanji left alone to watch the turtle go over to Falcons.
And now we see the folly of the burst damage profile Yangon Galacticos have oh so invested in. Kaiser taken out early, Sanji ranged out. underneath a fight like that, sure, sever over 2 or 3 major targets will spell vamp you to victory, but not when you have the kind of damage that Falcons almost missed on, by the way. This is an early game going into the mid-game. Claude that could have missed out, but the fact that he was able to keep himself topped up and put the damage where it matters, isolated Sanji from actually getting the payoff. Because look, 2 members of Falcons were actually within range, but they denied Sanji that space and the 2 seconds he needed to let off a few big ones. So now, Falcons skyrocket to a 4,000 gold lead in just a single objective.
1 neutral objective, 1 team fight. They had a 400 gold lead before they started.
Now times
they
10.
10 times it.
Yep.
10 times it.
Exponential, that stonks.
Great stonks for Falcon right now, working their way up. If they can win this, it goes to a game 5. YG being pushed to the limits. And Esports looking to dive in. Concentration pops from Ying once again, and they keep forcing that out as Super Marco hones in onto these off lanes.
5,000 up. Falcons is at 9 minutes. And I can tell you now that Glue and that Esmeralda are the bane of their existence. Just the fact that these two are so good at splitting up your lineup does so much for them. The knock-up and the takedown, Blink falls!
And Flap is relentless, continues to push him, but look at the damage in response. Sanji able to chip him down, but they've already lost Blink, so there's no being engaged. Han tries to get a couple shots off of Super Marco! Under the tower! In the base, in enemy territory! Locks on and finds his target, and Kai's will be next to fall. Pulled back is Ying. This is the Falcons we wanted to see.
Surgical precision. Every action calculated to find its most ideal output. 10 minutes in, and they've taken mid lane tier 2. Top lane tier 2 has fallen as well. Yangon holding onto that tier 1 down bottom. That's also where the Lord spawns. I don't think they're in any shape to contest. 7,000 up, that's a whole nother tax bracket.
Yeah, and Han just keeps getting shredded every time he tries to dive in. There is no answer. Every time a setup looks good for YG, Falcons have the counterplay.
And now Falcons are just going to relish in the fact that Yangon are going to think twice about leaving their base. One more look at this engagement. Oh my God, it was Flap zoning out 3 alone. After maybe a hit or 2 off of that turret, and then Marco finishes what Flap started.
Monsters.
They're in a state of flow. They're in a state of flow.
Flow state, one would say.
Falcons right now are in a whole nother level. It seems like they're birds out of this world. A new species was discovered 4 games into this best of 5. Lord marching through mid. A pensive state is the other half of our stadium here, as suddenly the table has turned. Now it's Yangon who are struggling to find an answer through, I mean, you can find it through a massive fatal links, but not while the Lord is knocking on your base like this.
Blink's looking for it, but hasn't been able to catch it. Goes in, man! Pulls him in. Ogwin flickers back, but Blink goes down. Super Marco's untouched. He's unscathed. And YG just can't find a member of Falcon to take down. Flap with a falling Star Moon into the tower, trying to open up space. Kyle there as well. Ying and Han looking for an engage that never existed. And in comes Super Marco under the base once again with the blazing duet. He might not take a member, but the inhibitor drops and Falcons are looking for more.
Even Ying has to retreat underneath all the lead Marco's throwing out. And even Sanji's bullets don't hurt as much as he'd hoped to. Falcons are now up about 11,000 gold, denying even orange buffs at small camps away from Han. He's starving, just built up his Queen's Wings, which is, again, something he needs. He needs maybe a second or 2 more underneath all that. But being 2,000 behind a little magical boy, such as Kyle's Harley, a minute before the Lord, might be a replay of game number 3, I'll tell you now.
It's definitely looking rough for YG. The goal on that first Lord when you're behind like this is to try to not lose any inhibitors, let alone 2. It's going to make the second push that much harder to defend. When you're behind this far, the goal is get to 3rd Lord. Get to 3rd Lord, get to the 16, 17 minute mark, and you're good.
And again, throwing back to something that was evident at the 7-minute mark, the burst damage profile that Yangon are playing with is not ideal for what Falcons are bringing in. Splitting up your lineup, pushing in hard lane after lane. Once Kaize has drawn through with the Thunder's Wrath, once Sanji is out of bullets, that's it. Yangon have to find a way to re-engage, but which they don't have. because Blink is very all in. So Falcons now just have to do this right. They just have to make a series of correct decisions. Time is on their side, and that will inevitably take us all the way.
Falcons Esports, and they do play it patient. They're not trying to rush it. They know their lead. They know the amount of time they have. YG, you're in a bad situation here, right? You kind of have to contest this because you're down to one inhibitor. Blink, once again, unable to find an opening. He goes in, grabs onto Flap, or Ogwin. Flap dives into the backside of Blazing Weapon. Marco once again able to lock on to 3. Blink goes down and Super Marco advances forward along with Flap and Haji. Sanji forced to use the flicker, but he's pulled back in right as he tries to escape. Falcon Esports might not even need the Lord.
Team Falcons up by 2 men. 3 defenders. None of them built the clear waves. Chubby wave coming through top. Mid lane will be cleared here as the Ying gets taken down.
They got to clear the waves. There's one more to do. It's Han and Kai's against Falcon Esports. A wave on the top side as well. Falcons lock on. Base at 50%. Han taken out. Han still up but finally falls, and that'll be it. Falcon Esports will take us to game number 5.
With a rivalry as storied as Myanmar versus the Philippines, there's no way neither of them was gonna let this end. Not in a sweep, not even short of 5 games. Team Falcons force us to go all the way.
What a series we have. You know, YG took the first 2 games. It felt like it was over. It felt like the only hope, the final hope, was being crushed. But once again, Falcons stand tall. Can they do it here? Reverse sweep. 3-2.
I would hold my tongue. A lot of people would say don't count your eggs before they're hatched, and again, the amount of synergy and chemistry that the members of Team Falcons have is nigh infinite. I don't think you've ever, well, we've been close to, you know, hanging out for almost 2,000 days, but they are a team that have been through all of the ups and downs, the thick and thins, and being against an old foe, a well-versed foe such as the Burmese, the furious, out of this world, intergalactic talent of Yangon Galacticos. That is what unlocks the best out of Team Falcons. Well, I'll tell you now, I'm relieved we're going all the way.
You gotta say this too. Throw it back to the interview of Flap the other day. What did he say? He said, we do better under pressure. And right now it is proving. They came into game 1, a little shaky. Came into game 2, a little shaky. Once the pressure was on, once they knew it was match point, they just kick it into gear.
Rain Day, Red War Bree, how y'all like that?
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot too.
A lot.
Wow. What a moment here at MSC. MLBB is giving us a show, and we welcome you back to the panel, Rain Day, Rinmar, Brigida, to talk about what is our second series of this tournament to go to 5. 1 game now decides between Myanmar and the Philippines, representing their region in the grand finals of MSC. And boy, oh boy, we have a good one on our hands.
And I think Leo and Trex, they put it best. The Myanmar teams, when they push the Filipinos to their limit, bring out the best in the Filipinos, and the Filipinos bring out the best in Myanmar. This is why, even though it's been so long since we've seen such an important matchup in their rivalry between these 2 regions, why it's one of the best in MLBB global esports.
So much respect. We've seen it. And you see all this respect converted into just more and more competitiveness between these 2 teams. They're trying to bring out the best in each other. And I'm really loving how we're getting a full 5 series again. We saw probably one of the best series yesterday between Aurora and Onyx, and this, I think, is on the road to matching what we saw from last night.
And does it feel faster? Does it feel more decisive? I just feel like there's an element of this that it was so on the YG side, and now it's so on the Team Falcons PH side. I don't know whether this is going to turn again, or if we're going to see, you know, maybe a 25, 30-minute game in Game 5.
Yeah, I feel like if it gets to that, though, that will really test the mental of both. And I'm not just looking at Yangon here. It will even test the mental of world champions in Team Falcons and the members that they have there, definitely. And I think this is why we've seen the draft somewhat shift. We've gotten a little bit more old school, a little bit more to a few months ago. I mentioned I had this big reaction to the ban of Falcons when they suddenly banned the Nolan. Because of how the draft eventually turned out, I was a little bit skeptical about the Harley, but then I'm reminded again why 3 magic damage dealers in the center of the map does really well for a lineup that has a strong winning lane matchup in the EXP lane and a slower farming gold laner in the Claude. If Falcon starts getting wins early, it's almost unstoppable. And since they were able to mark the man of the hour in Han and Ying yet again, it was another easy coast to victory for Falcons.
Yeah, I just can't help but feel bad for Yangon in a sense that the previous drafts felt like they were just forced to draft out of what they would usually pick for comfort, what they would usually want to really complement their playstyle with. So there demands a change in terms of gameplay as well from Yangon, which I feel like is something they're not completely used to. And Falcons have done a great job at just pushing them to this point.
And Falcons are comfortable. They've had to do this already, and they found themselves on the better end of a comeback. Now they can see that the road is clear. One win. It comes down to one single game, one draft to get the edge, and they've done it 2 times in a row. Yangon now have to figure out a way to get Ying back to the Ying we know, the 20-plus KDA. That's gone down quite a bit. He's taken many deaths here in these last 2 games and hasn't found that dominance that we were expecting to see from him throughout this entire series in the last 2, Renmark.
And what I like about these last 2 days of knockouts that we've had, today and yesterday, all the teams that have had glowing records that look unstoppable heading to knockouts are the ones who are taken down a peg. And we are on the way to once again becoming one of the most unexpected MSCs. We still don't know. We still can't tell. Yes, Falcons has led the charge here, but Yangon was up 2-0. I'm not discounting the possibility that Yangon might just shock Falcons and the world by winning this game number 5. But then Falcons also seems like they've unlocked something, and I think you saw something.
I think I could no longer define what an upset is anymore in this MSC because I don't know
it's
who
all
is
an
the
upset.
underdog
The
anymore.
MSC of upsets.
But yes, I think we saw a lot. I think we saw a lot, especially in that game, with regards to maybe something that could tell us more about the mental that has been going for Yangon already. I think I can hold my mic for this one, no?
You sure?
But, yeah.
All right, let me know if you need
wow, look at this.
All right, let me know if you need my help. I'm just going to chill out here.
She holds her own mic,
Yeah, I'm going to watch some really good analysis.
Hey.
Chill out, man.
But I think what we were mentioning about mental is something that we could probably highlight here in this first clip that we decided to get, because as I mentioned by Renmar here, there was a clear over-commit. There was an over-chase that was tried against Ogwen. Understandably so, there was a re-engage from Blink, so I feel like there was enough reason for them, I think in their opinion, to actually still go for it nonetheless. But Ogwen too had a flicker of his own, and it was very clear that Falcons were already on the way to also fighting back against Yangon in this scenario, which I feel like you really have to respect, because there are multiple damage sources, magic damage sources across the board, and I feel like this is what will allow them to cross the early to mid stages of the game. The overwhelming amount of magic damage that could just really thrive when it comes to team fights, when it comes to just singling out particular targets, and Yangon, I feel, were very surprised with the way that Falcons decided to play this game. If we take a look at the next clip as well, I believe this is a moment wherein we sort of saw that Yangon, failing the first initial attempt, just resorted to maybe looking for trades across the map. And I understand that at this point, this is what they could really afford to do. But if you take a look at this, it wasn't a clear trade whatsoever. They were able to take out Flap on the other side, but at the same time, this was a technical knockout, as mentioned by our casters earlier, because the fact that they were already able to also fight back and push Han to a very low HP resulted in them not being confident enough to go for this turtle engage. And that is what made room for Falcons to eventually still get advantage of this, because again, as much as Yangon just wanted to go for the mirror, it was on a side that technically would favor them, but Falcons were still able to get advantage or take advantage of, just because they weren't able to commit it all throughout. Han, again, being very low, did not result in anything that eventually could be converted here for Yangon. And we take a look at one of the last and more important plays here in this game. I barely wanted to take out a lot of clips here, mainly because it just felt like a series of failed attempts from Blink on the Atlas and desperately wanting to find setups that could potentially turn into something for YG. And this is probably one of them, but probably one of the most expensive ones as well, because it converted into an objective. They completely lost out on map control after this moment onwards. And if we just take a look at it all over again, it's not like they had the right amount of information. Flap singling out a member already, I feel, puts you at a disadvantage to still commit to the team fight, to a setup against multiple members who at this point were just mostly the frontliners you could really reach for. So that resulted in a lack of damage already in itself and just putting your teammates in more danger. But understandably so, there was very little that Yangon could play around it, given the lineup, given the conditions of their lineup. And so the draft that we are about to see in this next game, I feel, is really going to be crucial if they really want to get back in Team Falcons.
You've given Claw, great points, by the way, Brig, and great handling that without a microphone. She did it. That was not easy. We had to pick up some notes. We did have to. They've given the Claude away, and they've won twice, Super Marco on the Claude. I think part of the issue with that, and the other one I want to point out is the glue, which has been played by Ogwin now twice. That dang Patrick skin. I know you want to buy it in game, but it is so annoying, I would imagine, to be playing against that and how effective he's been. I think those two characters have given too much freedom. I mean, they're able to disrupt. They're able to throw timings off. They're able to get in and out. And I feel like also they're now comfortable. And what I saw from Ogwin and Renmar, what do you think about this? It just felt like the first couple games, they were forced into a deeper roam pool that was less comfortable. And they were trying to see, what can we do? There's the high-lows. Can we make it work? We can't. But now the glue, I mean, do we have to go back to just banning out those roamers?
Yeah, I think you're really going to have to consider it. And I think I'm going to double down again of the genius of that surprise Nolan by Falcons, forcing out suddenly an Akai ban, which Akai was an option, but not one of the best. That's sort of just like last on the list, break glass in case of emergency. But I think it's because they were already leaning towards the idea of the Suyo in their heads, which is why they decided to play it safe and ban out the Akai. I think if Yangon are going to be red side here, and I think they have to pick red, they just have to go all out. They have to revisit getting priority in the EXP lane. Get an Esmeralda for Ying, get a Claude right away.
Yeah, this is where an amazing analyst comes into play, because you can look at the EXP lane, you could also look at the solo gold lane, but you can also look at the mid lane. And that's where Haji and Kaize have been having this matchup that's kind of playing bluff or call the bluff, where you have the Valentina, but the Atlas doesn't show up, where you have the Eudora, but it's not effective, where you see the Farsa come in, but it doesn't control. Talk to me, Brig. How do you get this matchup? Do you focus on these two? Because so far it has leaned in these last two games towards Haji.
I feel like Kaize, we saw how the advantage could really work in their favor, especially if him and Blink are able to just individually and together just really find the tempo, especially in the mid. But the fact that recently I feel like Blink has been forced to play more passive and reactive types of roamers compared to when he was on the likes of a Badang, who could just individually go in from creative angles and just let Kaize do his thing. I feel like that put a lot more pressure on Kaize in terms of positioning and keeping himself safe rather than trying to go in for the more aggressive plays as well. I think it goes hand in hand in a way, which is why Falcons, I'm amazed at how they've been able to handle and shut down these two, because it's not just them that have been struggling to at least manage the early, it's also Falcons dealing with Ying. So in the draft, in game execution, Falcons have seemed to address so much of what YG has brought to the table.
Well, this is gonna do it. Best of 5 comes down to game 5. And Super Marco, they call him bulletproof. Renmar said he has sometimes a stoic look about him, but we could finally see him relax a little bit after tying it up. They've done enough to get back into the set, which is more after looking at a 2-0 deficit, you would even say was possible, but now they're back. And it means that this draft is everything. This draft could determine and will determine your first grand finalist at MSC.
It's been a lot of trades. We've talked a lot about the coaching staff of Yangon Galacticos and what they've done in the first 2 games. Now it's time we put respect on the names of Coach Moody and Coach Vren, what they have been able to do in the draft to solve the problems that Yangon threw at them in the first 2 games, solving them in the last 2 as we go to a faded game number 5. Question is, which one of these 2 teams are going to show the decision early? The decision to go for a lineup that can end the game before 15 minutes, to go fast and win fast.
I like the Arlet on Ying. I just feel like what has worked in this tournament, you've got Undying Ying, and you have to somehow get him back into a power position. You've just got to do something that's aggressive, something that he can take control over in the game, not die, cause disruption.
They saved it up all the way until the end.
Yeah.
Fanny Herrera banned out. Will Falcons really leave the Marcel open?
At least the Atlas problem isn't there anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe we could just set aside the Valentina just a bit and leave them to play the kind of mid laners that they really want.
Yeah, we'll go back to more Juicins, Gords, Farsas.
But what is the last ban? The Freya's still there. Oh, the Freya's banned. So it's just
It is the Marcel.
the Marcel that's taken out.
All right, Yangon. First pick is the
Hurrah.
Juicin.
Okay.
Jushin, excuse me.
Juicin right away. That's a great call by Yangon.
It's a deny on something that was comfortable on the side of Haji, and he just won last game with it. He might have played it 2 games in a row, and this is a takeaway as well from Sanji, who was great on the Claude in the earlier games of this set, but now Super Marco's won 2 in a row. I mean, you got to feel happy that he's on that character again.
If Yangon get the Badang early, this is going to force Falcons to pick up a Minotaur at red 3, unless they really are leaning in towards the glue. If ever Yangon go for the Badang Juicin combo again, if ever they show up with the Arlot in the first phase again, expect a lot of crowd control from them that Falcons needs to be ready to respond to. And Falcons with another surprise. They rush pick the glue
They
early.
need to.
They don't care about the Esmeralda Uranus trade. But at the same time, this isn't just a roam pick. It's a flex pick into EXP.
Yeah, and if the Badang gets locked in by Yangon, and even the Uranus, I don't think Falcons would be hesitant to pick up the Esmeralda for a 3rd time here in this game or in this series, because they've been pretty much able to maximize the Esmeralda as well in the hands of Flap. So Yangon, it's a tricky spot.
Yeah, I think Falcons, what their approach to their draft has sort of felt like they're giving Yangon more, but they're left with the best part of the cake.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? It's like, all right, get as much of the cake as you want. We get that little
The little
gooey
part
center.
that still has like the cherry on it,
Exactly.
sprinkles,
But here's
that
some
little bit of
surprise.
extra.
But this is actually really good by Yangon.
good, it's
Instead
good.
of going to the second phase, instead of leaning towards the aggressiveness for Han, they play again with the idea of control. They pick up the Guinevere and they get the Moskov.
That's been banned out in that second phase every time. You guys have looked at it and said, ooh, Gwen would be good here. No, thank you. But it does leave open a chance for a very important pick here, whether it's EXP, whether you try to
Yeah, so
look at your mid lane here.
So it's true the Esmeralda Uranus option is still there, honestly, for Falcons. But if they themselves want to switch things up a bit too and just jump into more crowd control potential, they can leave it for later and instead prioritize the Harley, which I think fairly enough would be a great matchup towards the Guinevere, especially in objectives. So they're really trying to readjust their sources of engage in the last 2 picks.
I wonder if Yangon need to consider banning out a Farsa if they really want to double down on the aggro, but they need more crowd control. They already have the glue to disrupt. Good source of... Oh, it might depend. They might actually save the Haji pick for last.
What if, well, there is a chance Yangon just take out all these potential XP lane problems.
Yep.
The zonings that can come out from Flap, either if he does get his hands on the Esmeralda, though they have ways to deal with it through Shred. I just feel like positioning-wise, you really don't want to face it anymore. And that will allow you to maybe consider another pickup on the Badang if it's just really taking out the counters that we're talking about. But they instead take out the Eve.
Which I feel like means Yangon just showed a little bit of where they are mindset-wise, because their 3 picks are pretty great against a lineup with an Eve. And the fact that they still decided to ban it out, maybe that might be something that Falcons just now have a hunch on of, oh, wait, they're overthinking a certain aspect of it.
The EXP lane is really where the focus for me has shifted. The R-Lot has gotten banned. I thought that would be a great pick to get Ying back in comfort. But now you have the Uranus and the Esmeralda. Is the thought, Brig, that if we save this and you pick up Uranus or you pick up Esmeralda, we just get the other one?
There is a chance, but there is a chance also that we look at something else, because I think the R-Lot Guinevere also really would have been a great combo. If Yangon are looking to just layer down, and taking out the Eve means they really want to go for a certain setup, right?
Yeah, because if ever Falcon shows their mid laner now and pick up something like, I don't know, a Vexana, Yangon can go for a very aggressive EXP laner that can just break that formation. Zetian! With all of this dive, with the counter set it has, with the Fury of the Phoenix, a lot of control, a lot of vision. The thing with Zetian lineups is, especially with the Harley, especially with the Claude, if Yangon end up with two strong high invade Roman EXP picks, it's going to be deadly for them. If Falcons lose this early game, it's going to be hard to come back. I think Yangon can lean in with just pure total aggro.
What about Keto?
Up against Zetian, because of her knockback, it might be tough, especially with the glue around as well and the Esmeralda still open. Sora is actually a really great pickup.
Whoa, all right.
We might get Valentina EXP here for Falcons and Flap.
That's an overwhelming amount of magic damage again.
Yeah, and it's a counter to the Sora in the lane. As Yangon end up with the Kali not good if ever Flap ends up with his own shifting skies as a Valentina Sora cosplay.
We're going deep into the pool, baby. We love to see it. Last pick here for Team Falcons.
Yeah, it's either they go for that, or just the next laner who could match the Sora and just disrupt positioning, and that's gonna be a Phoveus option for them.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Who would have thought the Phoveus was actually still up there?
Yeah, they needed an anchor, actually. The Valentina would have been the more defensive option, but the Phoveus could be used to bait out some skills from Yangon, and then the glue goes in. This is anyone's game. Yangon and Falcons will take each other to the limit with this draft.
No holding your cards close to the chest. You got to lay them all out on the table. It's the river. Even though we're playing dangerous grass, but in this case, they are all in. It is Yangon Galacticos versus Team Falcons PH. It's game 5 at MSC, which means we're gonna get our grand finalist after this.
Gregson Leo at your service, calling the final game in this best of 5. More than half a decade of allure, more than half a decade of hope and glory on the line, and of course, the first ticket to the grand finals of MSC at EWC 26. Let's get it on.
It's been a hell of a series. It's game number 5. It feels like a grand finals if you ask me at this point. YG with another draft in their pocket. Falcon as well. We've had different picks throughout every single game. And I love the way the panel put it. They are digging deep. It could be anyone's game at this point. Already so much aggression from both teams. Both junglers possibly have to go back. Blink has a quicksand guard, so he should be okay.
The draft has definitely evolved. Again, they're able to split up the Zushin and the glue. And then, of course, Neri and Esmeralda in sight. Early invade here coming in from Yangon Galacticos. And that Phoveus from out of nowhere. Again, multiple conversations I've had prior to this game starting amongst the community. Is Phoveus dead? And here at Red 5, possibly the most important game in this series, Phoveus comes up in the hands of the Filipino cannon.
It has been, and also in this series, it's been a banned pick. It's been one that Falcon hasn't been able to get their hands off, and the one times that it is let through, it's not even picked up in the beginning. It's picked up at the end as a last thing in the Swiss Army knife for Falcons. Can Flap be the difference here? Ying as well on the Sora, another pick we haven't gotten to see a lot of. So much on the shoulders of these EXP laners right now.
Ying and Flap. Fortunately, neither of them have died. And again, this game has taken a turn after we've seen so much action in the first 2 minutes throughout the group stage. Early knockouts, we could have sworn the meta has changed, but no. When the best of the Philippines, the best of Myanmar come through, macro reigns supreme. Early presence here. Han holding that pixel brush. Blink with a pull. Ogwin flushes him out. Kyle here holding on. Oh, sees Blink.
Han will get to level 5 before this turtle. Kyle's going to try to go back to this orange buff and scale along with him. Both teams taking it slow, so slow. They know exactly what is on the line. Down in the gold lane, the swap back and forth between this Moskov and this Clint has consistently happened. But one thing we have to point out, Super Marco on the Claude has been monstrous.
Denying it from Sanji alone is such a power play. And I'm glad that we were able to take a peek at the gold lane, because that's essentially where the duel is happening. And as we speak, it's happening now while these two teams dance around the turtle.
We do have a level up on Han between him and Kyle, which means Falcons have to really try to get an advantage here. They have to try to stun, and there goes the pursuit onto Han. A lot of damage locks in, but Ying still able to take the turtle. Gets a knock up on Ogwin, crashing down. The fists are hitting hard, but Ogwin's there now, taking a ride onto Ying. Falcons look for the response. No members on either team go down. Turtle goes over to YG.
Marco going for that double. Rampage Sandstorm jumped in. Blink spent his ult to deny Marco a clean double wave.
All right. I like the way both teams are playing right now. There's sustainability around the map. There's crowd control on both sides. There's engage, re-engage. This game could definitely go the distance.
There's a combo that they're waiting for. Falcons want to get the perfect Fury of the Phoenix into a chain on that demonic pursuit. The demonic wave into infernal pursuit. Bap, bap, bap. That's what they're looking for. For YG, came a little closer, came a little easier, right? A flicker into a shifting skies. So we're taking aspects of games 1 to 4 and putting them into practice now with some new picks as well. So this is a series that's been building game to game to game. Falcons have a small lead, but you can only really chalk that up to a little better mobility across the map for them, since, you know, Harley is slightly more mobile than a Guinevere. Easier double laning from Super Marco. And I think that's what we're looking for, a mid-game power spike from Falcons that could eventually turn YG around, make up the difference for that ease of execution.
But you could say the same for YG here. All it takes is one good combo from them as well. One nice Violent Requiem paired up with the Beacon, followed up by the Shifting Skies. There's a lot of possibilities on both teams to make one major play to give them that 2,000 to 3,000 gold lead.
They're neck deep in crowd control. They literally have a bit of crowd control on everyone. So that's what Falcons is trying to skirt. That's what they're playing around. Again, the fact that it's only Marco who has a Purify and Haji who has his passive. Once that's popped, then Yangon has free reign. That's what Falcons is taking all this time for.
What's insane about the amount of crowd control on both teams, there is only one Purify between 10 players. Both teams putting their all on an aggressive route, or on a micro route, I would say, looking for the outplays, looking for the chance to make something happen with these flickers. Kai's trying to make entry for Ying. Blink there as well. Han finally comes in, get the Violent Requiem. A lot of damage locks in. Super Marco comes over to Blazing Duet. Kai's able to take out Flap as Marco unable to put any damage on to Blink to the backside. Han does go down though. It's 1 for 1, Flap for Han. YG end up losing out on that one.
Not so fast. There is a chubby wave left over by Sanji in that push up top. Falcons quick to find redemption as they push down bottom. Kyle!
I was in a lot of trouble here.
Space escape was at such short range. That was 3 members of YG dogpiling on him.
And that will even the playing field in that last trade, because yes, the tower went down on top side, but tower also falls to Super Marco. And if they didn't find a play there, YG could have taken a huge step back, but now Gold still sitting at a complete standstill. Structures at a complete standstill.
Nothing comes for free. Yangon Galacticos and Falcons, believe it or not, are much more similar than one would like to admit. They are very macro-centric. Sure, good team fighting, great maneuvers, tactics on the map, but it has to make sense at the bottom line. When you look at that number at the end, how much do we get out of that? They have to have gotten their margins checked, and that's what that kill was on a Kyle. Kyle has to watch himself again. It's a death per jungler, Han and Kyle. The EXP lane, though, I think this is where the difference lies. Flap is a little more willing to sacrifice himself, while Ying is still the hero play. Ying still counts his Shifting Skies as if it was the game changer. It was the win. Ooh, nice steal by Sanji.
Very well done. Both teams back to just letting their junglers do what they do best. YG, Han does take a camp up on the top side. He's holding a level ahead of Kyle right now, and it's kind of been the story. Even though he's on the Guinevere, he's been able to keep himself ahead in terms of juggling. It's with those little camp steals that he's taking. A little lizard here, a little bug on the top side. Anything to try to get the level advantage on the next objective.
Which is something that Kyle has to watch out for, because more than just a cleanup, Kyle has to also keep up with the farm, which he hasn't been. He just reached level 10 now, while all this while Han was already level 11. So now in this final turtle, each of them a piece. We'll see how, with the Fury of the Phoenix, finally maybe Falcons can find that combo. Turtle down on 8.
Ogun jumps on Han. That might be the answer right there. Han unable to get it. Haji takes a turtle. Raging Sandstormer to the backside, but it's still not enough. Super Marco with a blazing duet. Ying goes down. Kai's on the run. It's a double kill for Kyle. Sanji takes a tower off map. And Falcons are capitalizing, but Sanji helps save the day, helps even the playing field by taking out Kyle as Falcons collapse onto Blink. Blink going for a ride. That's Ogwin hitching along.
That's the flicker. Blink denied further damage by flickering back, and you know the saying, better flickerless than dead. And only if Falcons could have cut down their losses, which I can't blame. Again, Kyle is such a softie. Looking at this whole lineup, Kyle is the most vulnerable of them all. And the reason how this worked is the perfect synchronization of all of their ults. Look at that, all the greens gone. That is what Falcons is looking for.
In the super delayed SOD, Sanji doesn't commit to it first. First he takes the tower, and then he SODs. Kyle thinks he's in the save, and up pops Sanji from the back.
Final nanosecond is what it takes, and Sanji, yes, take away my Claude, but my Pocket Moskov is also pretty darn good. 1-0-1. Super Marco has maybe a little bit more in the bank, but Sanji, now he's taken the past 2 games to get used to it, and he's up 700. Look at that. So now I think Falcons, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they have to pay attention to Sanji. They have to find a way to put a beat on this Moskov. And I think, say what you will about the last time that they met here in this game, but I think it's got to be on Kyle. Kyle has to be on Sanji guard, because looking at the rest of the lineup, Ogun's been dealing with a little too much.
Ooh, another tower dropped low. YG make their way down bottom as Falcon try to break through, but they are in a little bit of a pincer here. They need to be careful on this engage. Super Marco able to get onto Sanji. Sanji gets knocked up. He tries to BMI away, but they've all collapsed onto him. He will go down. Han unable to get the engage. Blink in the backside, use a quick sand guard, but Kyle's already onto him. It's too much damage.
No flicker.
Doesn't have the flicker. One more shot. He uses the conceal. Where is he going?
There was a universe where it may be a 5 to 6% chance that Blink wasted more time, got away with it, because by jumping in and without the blind space escape card trick, he would have gotten away. But alas, here we are now. 2 dudes down for Yangon Galacticos. Falcons blitzing the Lord.
And there's just no way in. YG has finally given it up.
All right, body blocks.
Close. It was close.
Good call, but I don't think Sanji would have pressed it anyways. He was going for the steal. And we've seen that before. Historically, we've seen that before. One more look at that sequence. I said it was Kyle who should be checking in on Sanji, but hey, 3 dudes work as well.
You know, in that fight there, YG, I wanted to see him close the distance a little bit faster. I don't know if they felt like Sanji was a definite getaway or not, but in the end, losing Sanji there, then losing Blink, it was an easy Lord taken. Finally, we see a team get past the 1K gold mark in terms of a lead.
Even with just the pickup on Sanji, I think that would have been a clean Lord take either way. That's how fast I think Falcons can move, and that's how good they are at recognizing this window of opportunity. Now they have a 2,000 gold lead. Haven't quite closed the gap between Sanji and Marco. Now about 200, 300 between these 2 gold laners. And they get a push up top. This is it. Falcons are in pole position. They're in the driver's seat.
YG has to try to not lose any inhibitors here. It's a bad position if they do, especially with Lord coming down on bot side next. Lord finally taking out a couple more shots. Yahan able to take it. No, Han on the bot side pushing lane right now.
Dang.
YG gonna jump in. Ogun gets pulled back in. Super Marco with the blazing duet. A whole bunch of damage, but he doesn't get the final shot as Haji and Ogun are caught under the tower. Sanji finally falls, but Haji will fall as well as Blink. But the quick sand guard still alive. Does get CC'd and taken out. Kai's with a double kill. And look at Han on that bottom lane against the base.
Ever seen a Guinevere pretend to be a Ling or a Fanny? That's what Han has done here. Falcons got punished hard inside. I don't think they're going to be able to push in. In comes Flap, Flicker, Dark Wave. Fight's happening. He should be fine.
Magic.
Han's okay.
He's good. He's good.
Han's okay. Turret did not fall. but that's as good as it gets for YG, all right? Inside their base, they get a good punish. Sure, they traded Sanji out for it, but they also get a push down bottom.
In the gold, difference is equalized as well.
Yep, again, about 500, 1,000 between them, but just the same. Yangon Galacticos are about their wits. It's not like they lost their footing. It's not like they're panicking. And believe it or not, despite the free lord, despite the free lord, the map is at equilibrium. That's how good YG are at macro.
Even in terms of tower health.
Almost
like down to the line.
Down to the pixel. That is how equally matched Yangon Galacticos and Falcons are. Kaize picking up a Ice Queen 1 here should help with the spell vamp. Should be able to slow down the forward push of Team Falcons. Looking at the rest of their kit. Oh, and finally, Kyle is firing off on all cylinders. That's something to marvel at, despite the fact that he has a hard, 7-8 minutes that he had to play through. But Marco isn't on the board yet. No kills for this Claude just yet. And I think that's what he was looking for. That's why he was so gung-ho to go into the base.
You know, it's been all eyes on Sanji, though, on this Moscow, but I think the real problem could start to be Kai's. 4-0-1. He's been untouchable. He's been putting out great damage.
What is that, at least 2 or 3 stacks?
Yeah. It's clean for him right now, and it's only going to get better and better as YG start to burst down or at least keep pace on this Lord. Super Marco wants to pull it to their side. The dance is on.
So with the draft that they have, Falcons has a slight advantage on the Lord Dance. Claude, much like the Melissa, can do a singular Lord Dance blink here. Warning shots. Pew, pew. BMI forward. Might force a response out of blink here.
Super Marco.
Man-to-man mark. BMI back.
Is back. How long does that BMI last? I feel like he was chasing him for a minute there.
As long as the SOD could. And
Shifting skies, Requiem, he catches Ogwin. Kai's gets the kill. Deadly Magic isn't going to be able to finish off Ying. Blink in the backside, able to pull Super Marco away as Kai's gets a double onto flat. That was the target. That was the bait. And Super Marco wasn't there to help out the team. Now Kai's is on to the next one as Hodging falls. Blink goes down. But it's still not enough. 4 members drop on the side of Falcons.
Kaize is out of this world. Massive stacks gain. Falcons fans are at the end of their wits. A singular mistake, maybe a second too long, held inside a bush. A moment of hesitation leads to a 4-for-1 trade. Once again, you can split up the Ubi, but they find a way to collapse into you.
Blink was such an amazing raging sandstorm to delay the engage from Super Marco. He catches Haji and Marco in that hit.
What a bait. For what? The better part of a minute, Blink was conditioning Marco. And maybe even the rest of Falcons saying, look, we're going to take it. All you got to do is grab it. It's right underneath their noses. And Falcons fell for it. Because of that, they're down 2K. They're in jeopardy to lose their bottom lane inhibitor. And that's 50 stacks, so 5 kills off of the original 2 before he built the Sky Piercer. This Zushin, I don't know how they're going to kill him. I don't know how Kai's is going to die here because, again, prior it was the Sanji watch. Now it seems like even Blink is immortal. How is Kai's going to get his stacks cut in half?
I don't think there's a way. We will see, though. YG with a beautiful delay on this Lord push. They're going to be able to focus on this mid and top side as the Lord slowly makes his way downtown.
Perfect sync. Mid lane tier 2 drops. Sanji hidden from where the sun don't shine. Is that him on a Malefic gun? I'm pretty sure he has it already. You're not supposed to be able to hit from that range. Blink here. Put down to a third. No way this Lord doesn't jump in. It cracks the inhibitor down bot.
Inhibitors finally fall. Falcons base now vulnerable in the hands of YG. It's a 4K goal lead, 16 minutes in, Leo. We've had a lot of one-sided games so far in the past 4. We were wondering how game 5 was going to be. This is the longest one so far, I'm pretty sure, at least getting to that clock.
It's about a minute and a half before the Lord spawns lower quarter. Falcons fans can thank the heavens that it's not on the long lane.
Yes.
So that's less of a worry, but given the double clone jutsu BMI on the Space Escape, they can afford it, but this is still something that they could use to their advantage. So far, Yangon Galacticos, man to man, just up on every single roll. Again, I can't even count Kyle over Han, because Han is a utility jungler. Han doesn't care if he's down on damage. All he needs to do is find the perfect Requiem, which is again set up so perfectly prior to that 4-for-1 trade. Because again, on-demand crowd control. That was the issue in game 1 and 2. Game 5, it haunts Falcons once again. And I'd hate to throw it back to the fact that there's only one Purify, just but one in Super Marco. Passive on Haji, procced off once again.
And that was the big risk we brought up at the beginning of the series. So much crowd control on both sides, so little Purifies. Yes, Super Marco is outputting the damage. Yes, we can see him chipping away on Blink, but he has to put his all onto one person to be able to do that. And while that keeps happening, YG is capitalizing elsewhere in these team fights. YG is finding those violent Requiems. They're finding other targets. We don't have to deal with Super Marco. Blink can handle that. We'll kill the rest.
As soon as Yangon Galacticos find their 1-2 punch, crowd control, CC, AoE on at least 2 or 3, then that's it. Falcons have to fold. So that's why this dance is going to be very, very perilous. Y-Brush getting flushed out by Ogwin. Big knock-up set up here by the Lord. Oh, the massive pull. This might be uncontestable.
I don't think they can make their way in. Kyle's not there. Han able to get it. Into the backside flap. Able to get a nice deadly magic. Han taking a lot of damage. Blink though. Taken out by Super Marco. Blazing duet. Kyle falls though because Ying is there to save them all. And Flap will be next. YG doing what we thought they couldn't. Haji falls and it's one man standing. Ogwin against the world. Ogwin against it all. Kai's with the Maniac. The final nail in the coffin.
Falcons took the fight, and Yangon will take the spoils.
It's been 5 years. 5 years of doubts for Myanmar. 5 years to regain their old glory. And today it took 5 games to finally do it.
As was in the East, Shat B in the West. Half a decade in the making. The Burmese best the Philippines. Yangon Galacticos are the first team in the grand finals.
I got chills, Leo. 5 games at that point. Falcon, it felt like they had the momentum after taking 2 losses, bringing Yangon Galacticos to the brink, to the edge, and even Game 5 went down to the line.
For the first time since 2019, there are no Filipino teams in the grand finals of MSC. This is historic. Sure, Yangon Galacticos missed out on the window of claiming the clean run towards the big one. Going X&O into the grand finals, but this is a victory still worth celebrating. Echoes are made throughout the world. MLBB Esports, behold your first team to dethrone the M5 World Champions, to deny the Philippines a grand finals berth. The pride of Myanmar, Yangon Galacticos.
Glory has returned. They're looking for more. Revenge has been given. The rivalry continues.
They've rewritten history, man.
It truly is. It truly is. And in what a fashion to go the distance. For a moment there, the whole crowd was quiet.
Fans are on
the
their
YG
feet.
fans were quiet.
Fans
the
are on their
Falcons
feet.
fans were quiet.
Fans are on their feet. This is how you show respect. Again, the best pure athletes knocked out of the tournament. Team Falcons finish their run at either 3rd or 4th. They'll still be in action tomorrow, but tonight, here in Paris, Yangon Galacticos stand tall. Let's throw it over the stage for a winner's interview.
Yes, my friends, you've heard it right. Yangon Galacticos are going to the grand final. What a moment. Emotions are running high, and I'm here with Coach Marvs. I know it's a tough moment to swallow. It's really, really emotional in this moment, but you have made MSC Grand Finals. What does this mean to you and the rest of the team and the region?
Before I go to Myanmar, I leave everything, my personal interests, building the Myanmar team. And for these boys, they doing great. They doing everything for their countries. I hope this will be inspiration for upcoming generation. I keep on putting God first in every situation. I'm one of the coach that I always seeking God wisdom in every situation. And this time, Lord, I lift your name on high, Lord Jesus. Give us another chance for the championship. It feels so good.
It feels incredible. It looked incredible. One of the best series we've had ever at MSC here between you and Falcons. Next piece, look. A couple days ago, we were thinking, hey, who are you guys going to play in the semifinals? Vitality was the choice that you have in mind. Were you expecting Falcons to be here and to also give you such a fight had they qualified to semis?
For the team, they really want the Vitality. For me personally, I really want to face the Falcon because I'm the only coach that don't have any import in my team, and I want to prove that if the region and then the people and then the players, they're doing great, they can achieve things. So yeah, I want to face Falcon.
Well, you got it here so far. It's a great moment and day for Myanmar as a region. There's fans back home, either Myanmar or for you in the Philippines. Is there anything you'd like to say to them in this moment now that you've made the grand finals? Right here at the front.
To my wife and to my son, God did. It's amazing. God put me on the stage, in the world stage. Thank you for supporting me. Elijah, thank you for believing in me for my next New Era X-Pro family. I love you so much. For the Myanmar Burmese people, we're going to rewrite the history. Okay? We're going to rewrite in the name of Yangon Galacticos.
Thank you very much, Coach Marvs. Thank you so much, my friend. Emotions are high, but that's the beauty of MSC, my friends. And it's now time to crush a key all together. Let's bring out the entire team. Come on over, my friends. They might have one more key crush in them, but that'll be after the grand final. For now, yes, you heard it right. Your eyes do not deceive you. Yangon Galacticos are going to the grand final. A crushing to go and a big one here. Not just will they be crushing the Team Falcons key here, the Team Falcons PH, but it's the club champions of last year. Coach Marvs has the honor to do it and will crush Team Falcons after an epic best-of-5 series. All destroyed. Job well done in the semis. Only one more step left for greatness. A great step in a moment for Myanmar. Let's break it all down on our panel.
We will rewrite history.
Coach Marvs.
Not just for Myanmar, for Yangon Galacticos, who remain to be the best team so far in the galaxy in MLBB. MSC has been so named the tournament of upsets. Well, I will self-proclaim that. It is the tournament of upsets. And as we continue on, you cannot leave a moment like this without acknowledging the emotion that goes along with it. It's not just the win, it's not just the game, it's outside of the game. The trust, the faith, the belief, and the gratitude that he expressed to his family for allowing him to take on this risk. The lack of imports, he said.
Yeah.
The pride of this country to prove they could do it amongst everyone else. And now, Renmar, Brigida, at least $500,000 is going to go into these players' pockets. And if they continue to play like this, tomorrow they could be millionaires.
Welcome back to the grand finals, Myanmar.
Welcome back.
You deserve it. The region has been hungry for a stage like this, a moment like this, for such a long time. And yes, it was at the expense of the Falcons and the last Filipino team. But if you're a true MLBB fan, you cannot help but stand and clap for Yangon Galacticos, for the region of Myanmar, and how poetic that it was their Filipino head coach that crushed the key of the last hope of the Philippines. But of course, he acknowledged that it wasn't about him. It was about his players from Myanmar who got that win for the region.
That got all of us so emotional here in the studio. the amount of sacrifices Coach Marv's had to do and the amount of trust that he put in the players and the region who, again, historically have already made waves, and now that they've finally returned, they've just broken records and they're proving to be a true contender and potential champion here in MSC at EWC 2026. There is no amount of words to describe what they could possibly be feeling right now.
And this has shut out all the doubts about that asterisk, about their way here to the knockouts,
Yep.
about the teams that they beat. They just took down Team Falcons in 5. Yangon Galacticos look like a team that can beat any other team in the world right now. Spirit, Onyx, have to watch out and respect the Galacticos.
And this moment here, it is the stuff that you live for in esports. It's the stuff that
Yes.
MSC has given us. And it's the stuff that now in Paris we get to witness with this fan base, this immense energy at the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, the tears being shed. And it's just the beginning of the stories that we're telling, because they will tune in tomorrow for either of their opponents that will come up in the second series of the day. Guys, it's hard to think we still have more MLBB this afternoon. That should have been it.
I know. And the fact that they just left the stage saying that tomorrow they will rewrite history. That is a claim, that is a statement right there made by Coach Marv's, and they will definitely set their eyes on whoever comes out of the second series today.
We talked about how important it is that at this point in MSC, you take your losses when you can and you learn from them. And better late than never. Yangon Galacticos, at the right moment for them, learned 2 very harsh lessons in the 2 games that they lost. That's a lot of experience heading into the grand finals.
And they were excellent under the bright lights. And I love the look towards when things are difficult analytically or in your life, when you don't know the exact way to go, to lean into I don't know and to accept the wisdom. What's showing up? What's available? And how can we do the best with what we're given? That was an amazing turn of events for Falcons to even tie it up, guys, because they were down 2-0. Most teams would have just gone out 3-0. Most teams did when they faced Yangon Galacticos. But as we send out Team Falcons as well, Brig, and their key is crushed, and you see the fans' disappointment, you do have to say they gave it their all. And some people, after the first group stage, didn't even expect them to get here.
They had a shaky performance. It was something we constantly recalled back at the group stage, but they will still have a battle for third match tomorrow.
That's right.
So there's still a chance that they get a much bigger amount, a much stronger finish here in MSC 2026. It's not completely over for them, and good effort for both Falcons
Definitely.
and YG.
Yeah, we mentioned it. Besides the money, very important club championship points.
Yeah.
Team Falcons could still secure for the organization if they go to third.
Yeah, that's a great point as well. Of course, Falcons, as their key is crushed, still looking for the ultimate win. That is the big key. And of course, that's what they're trying to get. It won't happen here. It's Yangon Galacticos who have earned that right. And boy, oh boy, they have shocked the world, but it shouldn't be a shock any longer. This team from Myanmar is playing lights out. We've had a chance to talk to a lot of players as they've left this tournament. This might be the hardest one, though. A player who I think made a huge difference in the comeback on the glue. It's Ogwin, who is standing by with Eterna in an exit interview.
We are now with Ogwin in the backstage after that loss against Yangon Galacticos. Ogwin, tell us what's going through your head right now.
I think we're really sad because we have a close fight and we didn't, close it. Yeah, so it's quite sad.
Was it because of, what happened in the game, the way that they adapted so well in that final game, or what went wrong maybe on your part?
We have many misplays on our part, and we got our early games quite well in Yangon, but we didn't finish it off in mid-game to late game, so we got punished really well by them. So props to them.
Was this an expected fight from Yangon Galacticos? Obviously, it's not an expected result that you were hoping for, but with that fight, was it that intense? Is Yangon Galacticos just that good?
We scrimmed with Yangon, and we really expect they will do well in this tournament, and we really respect them in this tournament. So they have really unorthodox way to fight their enemy. So it's really they really caught us in the first 2 games. So yeah,
But you came back.
yeah, we
Game
came back, but
3, Game 4.
but it's quite short. And we didn't finish it up. So yeah, it's really sad.
Ogwin, this is going to be the first time in a very long time, and I think since M2, that there will not be a Filipino representative in the grand finals. What do you think this means for the ecosystem? Do you think that all the other regions are catching up?
Yeah, especially in the early stages of MSC, we really saw what the other regions cooking up, and it's really you don't need to relax, because even though it's a NA team or Latam or Brazilian, it's really you really need to fight in your full potential. So yeah, it's really quite challenging and competitive in this MSC right now.
And we see that, TLPH. And now you, Ogwin, no matter what happens, you put up a very strong fight. I hope you know that. We want to know what's next for you, Ogwin.
First thing first, we will have a match in the 3rd place. So that's first. Then after that, we need to reset and plan again for the next tournament.
Who do you think you're going to meet in the 3rd placer?
I don't know. I think it's 50-50.
50-50.
Spirit is also good.
Okay. Do you have any final message to your fellow Filipinos?
Thank you so much sa mga sumuporta sa amin. Yun lang, di kami umabot sa finals. Kaya yun, ito lang yung kinain namin. Kaya sa susunod namin na tournament, pas paghahandaan pa namin, tas hindi namin mamalitin yung kalaban. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you to Falcons. Thank you to Ogwin. We love you very much. Everyone loves you very much. Keep your chin up. We're going to throw it over back to you guys.
I'll leave it to my Filipinos to talk about what you felt about that one. He said he messaged to the region, and I think this is kind of history making as well since M2.
Yeah, he just apologized and said, well, first he said thank you for the support. He apologized that they fell short, but yeah, he did acknowledge all throughout the interview that the world has gotten so much stronger, and that's great. I mean, Yangon Galacticos, he said this is what moments like these, wins like these are what esports are all about.
Yeah, and it's a takeaway for the Philippines as well as a region. It's definitely going to fuel a lot more of the hunger to get back on an international stage win. And I think for a lot of people, rewriting history at its finest. It's such a great way to increase the competition that we currently have in the MLBB competitive landscape.
I love the way that this has gone. This has been really fantastic to see as just an esport enjoyer. As you develop and you guys going into M8 this year, and you're talking about M2, you're already seeing the experience and the knowledge increase from this esport. And you're gonna go through these phases. I mean, it happens. It's happened to us. We got a Japanese winner over on the Battle Royale side of Apex. I mean, MLBB, it's a beautiful thing when you get to expand. Obviously, it may not feel that way if you're staring down the microscope of it right now, but when you pull back, you'll see great thing for the game in general. As we continue to move on, guys, I know this is the end for you two, today at least. Any final thoughts after seeing this and anything to preview as we look at our next match coming up today?
I agree with Ogwin. It's a 50-50, Let's all set our eyes on the upcoming series because this is not looking like a fast one either.
Yeah, if ever Team Spirit defeat Onyx later, then for the first time we're going to get EECA in the grand finals, Myanmar in the grand finals against them, and no team from what we've seen as the big regions in MLBB are first. That will really push the story as an MSC of, I wouldn't call it upsets, but surprises. And the best surprises usually come all the way up until the end.
All right, well, I already see your replacements coming up on stage, looking good in their suits. I'll just leave that as a, no, you can't come. Oh,
it's on white, it's on white.
The fella's trying to get in. We can't let him do it.
It's on white.
It's not your time.
It's on white.
I can't wait for that. Make sure if you guys think you know who's going to win, which how in the world could you know who's going to win at this point? There's no way you could. Get your pick'ems in, though, and maybe you will be right. But I just remember how many of us have been wrong so often at MSC. Maybe you won't be. I hope you won't be. Coming up after this, we're going to have an amazing game. It's going to be Onyx and Team Spirit, Indonesia and EECA battling for that second spot in the grand finals. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by play.
This is Confessions with Naisu. I mean, you are chilling here, to be fair.
I'm chilling.
You don't seem remotely... A lot of people have been quite nervous for this.
I just came from the broadcast, so
You're vibing.
I'm relaxing now. I'm vibing.
It's probably for the best. Nice and relaxed. Not tense about these questions at all.
Should I be? Oh,
no, you know, honestly, you'll be all right. Okay. What's wrong with leaving the bed messy before broadcast?
Okay. I believe that you should start your day by making your bed.
It's a good habit.
This is it's a habit that stuck with me from my dad. My dad was a military guy, so he told me when I was a kid, you know what, you can't leave your room and start your day until you make your bed. And then I told one of my caster friends, we were rooming together, and it's the first time, because before we used to have room, we had to room with other casters for internationals.
Been there. Back in the day.
Back in the day. And I was like, bro, we can't go cast unless you make your bed.
So you were like, I'm like my dad now. That's it. We're getting this done.
And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And I stood in front of the hall to make sure we didn't leave until he made his bed. So that's making your bed.
Okay, fair. What's the deal with the M6 pass?
Oh, man. Okay. I made a blunder. I think we've all had this before, man.
These things do happen.
Early call time.
Earlier than this week?
Earlier than this week.
Damn.
Yeah, earlier than this week.
Yeah.
World Championship. It was M6. This was about a couple years ago, actually. And there's always this pass. It's called the M5 pass, M6 pass, M whatever pass. And yeah, I was on live broadcast, and instead of doing the typical spiel of M6 pass, I said M-sex pass. And, I had no way to cover from that, but shout out to my co-talents, man, because they covered with me.
Oh, I wouldn't have covered. I'd have buried you. I'd have buried you there, and then I'd have been given the what? Straight away.
The what pass?
The what pass? Yeah, 100%. What is Century Tuna?
Oh, yeah. That's so funny that it comes up. Century Tuna, man. So Century Tuna is literally tuna.
Yeah.
It's tuna. It's a can of tuna.
It's a can of tuna? That's not why. That's wrote down, yeah.
There's nothing. I'm going to leave it at that.
Hey, look. I ain't seen the pictures, but...
You have seen them?
No.
Okay.
I didn't Google. No.
Well, yeah, don't Google it.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? If you want to Google it, you can Google it. But So Century Tuna... It was this tuna brand that puts on a show or a pageant where people can join, and it's a fitness competition.
Gotcha.
And that was the way that I started my career in the Philippines. I was in the modeling industry. I joined Century Tuna Super Bods. It's a super bod thing. It's like who's the most ripped and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You do a bunch of challenges, and then that propelled my modeling career in the Philippines. So it's a funny thing because when it gets brought up, people will say Century Tuna Naisu, they'll Google it, they'll see it, and they'll be like, what the hell? This isn't you, is it? And
I'll have to delete my history. By the way, can I call you Omega?
You call me what?
Omega.
Omega? Hey, you can. That's my middle name.
That is a strong middle
right?
name. That's a very strong middle name.
So when I was born, I thought that.
So what's your full name? How would you say your full name then?
Joseph Charles Omega Rezabek.
That is serious aura name. Serious aura, that one. Mine is okay.
How about yours? Chris?
Chris Tun. It's a U-double-N. Think Tunway, heavy.
Wait, what's your middle name?
James.
Oh, okay. That's
British.
Cool. Yeah.
Why'd you pop out the balloon, man?
Why did I pop the balloon?
Yeah.
I popped the balloon because I had a preference. I'll leave it at that.
We all do.
I'll leave it at that.
We all do. Thank you very much, Omega or Naisu, or whatever the hell your name is. Yeah, thank you very much. That was Confessions with Naisu.
A lot of people are haunted by their past. I'm inspired by it.
They're not just playing for themselves, they're really playing for their entire family.
They have defeated their demons! They have crushed the curse!
Yangon Galacticos and Myanmar have booked their tickets to the grand finals. It's time to find out if it will be Indonesia or EECA who follow. Welcome back to the panel. My name's Rain Day. We have seen some amazing MLBB today. Safe to say, not only the tournament of upsets, one of the most exciting tournaments we have seen internationally for MLBB. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be involved in. I've got two guys who you know well, finger guns and all, Naisu and LaFell. Bang, bang, ready for some spot-on analysis, boys. We got Omega over here, which I like. I like that middle name. Yeah.
That's some good confessions, I guess.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Honestly, like, this series before, it was amazing. It's a good thing it's a best of 5. If it was a best of 6, I don't know how he's going to pronounce it.
Did you do something different with your hair today?
It did. I did. It looks great. It looks great.
I didn't say it looked bad. I
just through a lot of hairstyles.
I just said you do something different. Why'd you take that wrong? Why'd you take it wrong?
It looks good.
I said it wasn't different. LaFell, I didn't say it was bad.
Hey, it looks great. It looks great. It looks great.
It was bad.
Sure, I appreciate it.
You know what I will say, though? That's giving me Beetlejuice, like the guys in Beetlejuice with the small head. And that was giving me a little bit more like Einstein. Like, you got some ideas of what's going to happen today.
I agree.
What's the ideas?
I don't know what you're going to say. The note card he threw yesterday is still over there, by the way. So I don't know who writes a note card, brings it up to desk, throws it away, and then never looks at it again. But that's you.
That's not mine.
Okay. All right.
I have no idea who that is. I just find it disrespectful. It's on my chair.
Actually,
I'm a chair now, by the way.
You were watching. History was being made. Myanmar, man. What was the reaction in the green room?
It was loud.
It was loud.
It was loud.
You know, I'm going to be real. It was tough to see the last Filipino representation be knocked out of the tournament. And as we heard too on stage, you know, this is the first time in a long time since the Philippines has not been in the grand final. But I think story-wise, it's pretty good, man, because, again, Myanmar has been a team that has been dominating through their own regions. I mean, Yangon Galacticos, their own region, but then they finally get this chance to get to a grand final and bring back this style of gameplay that they've showcased even before, years ago.
Yeah, and we were questioning what had happened, but they bounced back in that Game 5. It was awesome, but now we may have something even better, and that's why we have our Crunchyroll Story of the Day set up for this one. It's going to be Onic and EECA. Will it be a dynasty? Will it be destiny? Can the TS Wonder Kids make history as the first non-SEA finalist? Well, we already have, history being made on the other side of the bracket. Why not, Naisu?
I would love to see it, man. But I think a lot of people are going to go ahead and say they want to get Onic to that grand final.
Yeah.
And I was cast in their series yesterday. It was a hell of a series, another 5-game series. Hopefully today, this one between Team Spirit and Onic can also be 5 games because, this is where all that time going through the ropes to the group stages, then the knockouts come to fruition for a lot of the teams here. And I feel like even Onic, they really had to adjust. But what made it work so well for both of them, Team Spirit and Onic, is throughout the games we've got to see them, they've really showcased just how strong they are at coming together as a team, the synergy that they have, because we have had such an interesting draft throughout this MSC and the meta that's formed, but really it's the execution from the team as a whole for both of them.
Team Spirit has been phenomenal, LaFell. And we've seen the emotion with them too. What are they playing with? A little bit of house money because no one expected them to be here? Or at this point, do you say these guys are coming in as a potential 50-50, maybe even a favorite over Onic?
I wouldn't say favorite, but they're definitely the team to watch because almost, I would say for 2 years now, they're always so close to making it to the grand finals. And we're always thinking if they do actually make it there, they can definitely make a difference because one of the strengths of Team Spirit is their side lanes, right? Both Hiko as well as Kid Bomba is like the guys that really made Team Spirit really, really special. Yeah. Now Zara Egoist is playing pretty good. I don't know. After yesterday, what Aurora has shown, I'm just worried about even if Team Spirit has the right strategy to go up against Onic, Onic is just gonna outplay them with pure bronze.
Well, Team Spirit have a chance to do something special here. The first non-SEA grand finalist could happen here today. And of course, that would be Kid Bumba, Zara Egoist, the youngest player in this tournament in the jungle and in overall. Sunset Lover, Sawo, and Hiko, special on the side lanes, special in the jungle, special all around. We caught up with Kid Bumba, who's had his family in the stands being an emotional support for him before the match.
It's Eterna here, and now we are with Kid Bomba from Team Spirit. Kid Bomba, first and foremost, we saw, I think, your family come all the way here to watch you. Was that the first time that they came?
Yeah. My mom was gonna watch as well, I think, today. And I think my sister already left because she has work. And yeah.
How did you feel? Like, were you aware that they were going to come for you?
Yeah, I was, obviously. I mean, it's nice for them to finally come and watch the tournament live. For me, it doesn't make that much of a difference because I'm concentrated on the game. But obviously, being supported is nice, so yeah.
You locked in. Kid Bomba's locked in. But did your mom say anything to you after the match?
I don't think so. I mean, even if she said something when she came up on stage, I don't remember already.
Was it the adrenaline rush?
I mean, I didn't really care about it. You know, we just won. I know that there's still a lot of matches to go. So yeah.
Absolutely, because your next match up ahead is going to be a very interesting one. I think it's a little bit of a rematch. But before I ask you about that, were you surprised that Onyx beat Aurora?
I'd say 50-50, their matchup. They gave Fighter Goat Lane twice, lost against it. I mean, if they do that mistake against us, they're going to lose as well, you know? But I think they're going to lose either way, so.
Okay, so is that the takeaway that you saw from yesterday's match that you're going to bring to this match?
I mean, I just don't know how you can give Freya, Paquito, and Barretts in the same draft.
Okay. I think a lot of people are talking about that as well, the drafting. But so you're confident up against Onyx today?
Oh, we're 100% confident.
100% confident.
We're the underdogs coming into this match, it's obvious. Even if I speak big, even if I talk big, everybody knows we are the underdogs. We're facing the biggest team in Indonesia. And everybody want to see us lose. There's just some people that want to see us win. We love it, and we're gonna try our best.
How does that make you feel?
Makes you feel amazing.
Oh, okay. That makes you feel amazing. I mean,
Of
so
course,
I guess
why should it make me feel
that.
bad? For me, it's just I came to play a scrim at 2 p.m. against Onyx. For me, it's really nothing different.
And you're here to create surprises, I think, here at MSC as well. But going back to your past, right? You were able to beat Onyx at M7. Best of 1, though. Do you think it's going to be different now? It's a best of 5.
Obviously, it's going to be different. I mean, now they have Kelra as well. And for me, it's fate, you know?
Ooh.
That I get to meet him again. That we get to meet him again after the last match. And the last match between us and Onyx Philippines, when Kelra played, was like the best match in the whole tournament. Not considering maybe the grand finals. So I think it's going to be like that again.
A fated match. I like how you put it. But I'm going to let you go after this. I think you want to prepare for this upcoming battle. Is there anything else you want to add before your match?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, we're just going straight into the land of Dawn here. Thank you so much, Kid Bomba, for this interview. And of course, good luck for your next
Thank you.
match. One step away from the grand finals. We're going to throw it over back to you guys.
Straight like an arrow there. Kid Bomba just shooting from the hip, knows exactly what he wants to do and that they are the underdogs. And yeah, that's true. They're going up against the best team in Indonesia. You have to say that because SRG are out. We've seen 5 times Indonesia winners, but now it is up to Onyx to represent the region. And when you look at Lupi, Kyrie, Sans, Kiboy, and of course, the gold standard Kelra himself, it is a tall task. Eterna caught up with Kelra as well before the match.
The golden standard here is back, Kelra, before your best of 5 match. Kelra, you were so expressive yesterday up against Aurora. I think after game 1, game 3, we saw you very full of emotion on the stage and even backstage. What was going through your head at the time?
My mindset yesterday, just I want to win and I don't want to gumagawa po lang tanpa piyala.
He doesn't want to go home without the trophy.
Yeah.
Why was it so expressive in that match? Like, was Aurora really good? Were you scared that they might be able to beat you yesterday?
Not scared, but Aurora playstyle is very different in other teams. They very aggressive and I think their chemistry is very good and yeah.
So their chemistry was really good. Their playstyle was aggressive, and you expected that though, right? Coming into that match.
Expecting what?
Expecting that playstyle from Aurora?
Yeah.
Okay. But finally there, you get the emotions. Adrenaline is running high. Thank you for that insight, Kelra. And community, after that match against Aurora, are saying that when you're on a marksman, it seems like you have better impact in the game. You're smiling right now. What do you feel about that?
I don't know, but when I'm using fighter, it's always like that. Like it's a disaster, or I don't know why.
Why are you more comfortable on the marksman? Or?
Yeah, of course.
You're more comfortable on the marksman, but you think that you can make outplays on the fighter too, right?
Yes, because I'm an explainer before.
Okay.
Before I play gold lane.
So you have had experience in the EXP lane, so you're supposed to be comfortable on the fighters, but you're just more comfortable on the marksman.
Yes.
We saw how comfortable you are yesterday in that last game with Brody, the flicker outs of the taunt, the winter crowns as well. Even Mirko was swearing. Kelra, is that just your reaction speed, or were you able to read Pagu?
Because I think I have a drill every scrim that I want to dodge all the skills of my enemy. That's why I can dodge Beleric.
So it was specific to Beleric?
Yeah.
Were you expecting Pagu to play that way as well, or was it just Beleric?
Was it just Beleric?
Okay. So specific to the heroes, that's really amazing stuff as well. I think everyone was quite surprised with that. And of course, coming into this next matchup, in the past, M7, Swiss Stages Best of 1, Team Spirit was able to beat Onyx ID. Now that you're in the roster, Kelra, are you going to be the difference maker?
Yes!
That's it?
Yes, that's it.
That's it. Yes, that's it.
Yes.
We're feeling the energy from Kelra. We're feeling the confidence as well from Kelra. And with that, thank you so much. Good luck for your next match, because we're going to throw it over back to you guys.
Yes.
Yes.
I like it. From Kelra. Man, what a fun interview. Both sides, both a lot of energy guys. I'll let you react to either one you pick.
I like Team Spirit. You know, to hear Kid Bomba just kind of put it plainly, they're ready for this matchup. He wants this revenge and this fated matchup against, you know, Kelra specifically on this lineup for Onyx now. And I think that is going to lead to an electrifying match for us.
Yeah, honestly, like every time Kid Bomba speaks, like you just have to listen. But we also heard from Kelra about how he's been having these drills during scrims about how he wants to dodge all of the abilities, and I feel like that's going to be very important because especially if Hiko somehow gets a fighter in a gold lane, something like a Freya, that's definitely going to be tested because Kelra, when he's using the marksman, he can carry the team, and that's what they desperately need. So we'll see how Team Spirit really fights against that.
Well, this is going to be an interesting one, guys. There's a lot on the line again. But as we set the stage for it, maybe the narrative has to be that it's unwritten. Yet again, so many of these grand finals have included someone from the SEA region. And while it will still continue to see Myanmar represent on the other side, this could be EECA's chance to push through and kick out Indonesia. The giants have fallen. Will the Onyx fall as well? Or will Kiboy have something to say about it? Will Kelra show us exactly what that gold standard is and overcome the deficits? After a brutal Game 5, making it out alive, anything is possible. And for the hope inside the Lenovo Legion Gauntlet, the family of Kid Bomba still here, still rooting, still dreaming that this could be the day EECA makes it to the top.
And you want to talk about breaking the mold? This is MSC. It has never happened this way, that it's ever been so international. And that's what we love about MSC at AWC 26. This time around, everybody has got a shot. My God, the Yangon Galactico story, now that is one to warm your hearts too.
That was definitely heartwarming. But as we move on to the second match, this match will practically rewrite the history of Mobile Legends Bang Bang as we know it. Because no matter what happens in the semifinals matchup, history will be made. Will EECA finally send their first ever representative to the grand finals, or will Onyx get a chance at getting their third trophy?
Let me tell you, Rose, it's an honor to be part of MLBB history, and we get to do it all over again. So please join me in welcoming our first semifinalist in this matchup. Please say hi to Team Spirit! The last non-SEA team left standing at MSC 26. The flag bearers of EECA have left jaws floored at their 6th consecutive international showing. But are they ready for a regional juggernaut? Sis Bomba, Mom Bomba, and the entire MLBB world is eagerly watching and awaiting their rise to the throne.
The Dragons are ready, but so are the Sky Kings. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Onyx! The Sky Kings are closer than ever to clinch their third trophy. The heat has intensified. The pressure is higher. Can they beat the odds as the former champion standing? Can they etch their legacy as the best organization in Mobile Legends Bang Bang history? Only time will tell.
It's a game for the ages. I have a feeling, I have it in my heart, in my mind, and I cannot wait to get this one on.
So of course, boys, you may place your keys and take your seats. And of course, captains, don't forget to meet in the middle for a little bit of a handshake.
Are we gonna get it? Yes. Yes, we will. Respect. We get it at the end of the day.
This is a match to watch. And I suggest you guys better hold on tight because I am sure this is about to be a roller coaster. And of course, to kickstart our match, let's head on over to the Land of Dawn.
Gotta clear the way, but they can't. Team Spirit, lock on the base. Revenge is served. Team Spirit will go on to the semifinals.
Everybody underestimated us, not only Vamos.
Despite the grueling climb through groups.
The score that we're gonna have, 3-0.
1,000,000% sure that we can beat them.
Onyx will move on forward with the hope of Indonesia as they douse out the lights of Aurora Gaming.
Mungkin ya, first team yang dapat 3 MSC.
Our aim from the start to beat all teams without mercy. Coming to the studio today, the match against Vamos, being sure that we are going to win. We were the ones that let them get into knockout stage in the first place, so it's only right that we are the team that kicks them out of knockout stage.
Nest 3-0, taking Vamos out.
Didn't have a really good start at this tournament, but we really adapt very fast. Group stage was pretty bumpy. Some disagreements about the meta, about some things. Forget about the group stage, we're in playoffs now. I mean, everybody's gonna see in our match in the semifinals that we adapt.
We need to adapt and then we adapted.
Kalau dari Team Spirit gue belum merhatiin sih. Soalnya gue baru melawan karena gue fokus banget di Aurora.
I think Onyx was one of the weaker teams coming into the tournament. To me, it's obvious that we are better than them and we just have to play our game. They're really a struggling team right now. They really don't have the good idea of the meta.
It's good to hear that they're confident because we're confident as well.
I'd really like to face Sonic ID. We already beat them in M7. We know their strength, their weaknesses. You should see every team as equal. The past matches, especially the most surprising one was D7 and D7 versus Liquid. Anything can happen in this tournament.
Gue senang kita bertemu lagi dan gue bakalan revenge kalian, gue bakalan balas dendam. Kalau buat Team Spirit, yang pasti kita bakalan press early lah mungkin.
We're not the same Team Spirit anymore that lost the last time in the first knockout stage. This time we're more disciplined, we're more a team.
Terus tim-tim di Europe, mungkin ya Europe mereka udah mulai kacap lah, kayak udah mulai ngejar banget.
I think Onyx ID is the team that prefers a lot of good team fighting. I think Onyx's strength is obviously Kelro. They just got him to the roster. I think that kid is a very mechanical player with hero mastery, especially with assassins.
Jadi kasih game terbaik, kasih semua yang kalian punya, terus buat pick bomba, ya, just be ready.
Good luck, Yep. Good luck, Kelra. I'm always joking around with them when I see them, but this time it's serious.
Well, we had mentioned that the Giants are no longer here, but it started at the beginning of this tournament. Mentioned SRG, Malaysia, Liquid PH, the Philippines. Another Philippine team is knocked out, but those two champions were 2 of 3 of MSC in the last 3 years, and it was Onyx who was the one right before. If they get back to the grand finals, they have a chance to repeat in that 3rd year again. And the reason I say repeat is because they also won in 2019. So it seems like, Naisu, every 3 years, Onyx goes on these runs, but they're standing, or and the other side of things, standing in the way is a team who's trying to make their very first run in Team Spirit.
They've got a big dragon in front of them and a team that really does dig into the spirit, right? Team Spirit, they have not only shown their confidence, but just on how quick they can adjust. And they've already shared their sentiments about how, they felt like Onyx was one of the weaker teams coming into this, especially group stage. I think this MSC in general threw everyone's predictions out of the window pretty much on how things have played out. But one thing's for sure, yesterday, I think, again, when you look at what Kyrie did on the Fanny, what Kelro was able to do on the Marksman, hell, what Sans, Alutbi, and even Keyboy did to set them up for that success in winning that series against Aurora Gaming, you have to take that in consideration now if you're Team Spirit, because everyone has adapted up to this point, and everyone is just catching up to all these powerhouse teams.
And honestly, I feel like Kid Bomba really understood how to take down Onyx, and that's, you got to take down Kelra, because here's the thing, no matter how the draft looks, Kelra just has a different vision of how the gold lane is supposed to be. So even if he picks up a hero that we're like, there's not a lot of mobility here, you're probably going to get caught. Somehow, some way, he still doesn't get caught. And here's the thing, as long as Kelra keeps playing the way that he plays, he can defy expectations. He can say, be done with the draft. As long as I got my hero, I'm good.
Defying timelines and expectations and even tempo, Claude has become a much bigger problem, not just late game, but mid game and early game when supported with the other picks. And you have to say, you have to keep your eye out on a Paquito and what that role will be. It was flexed into a double fighter. It was flexed EXP. It was even flexed jungle, but that game actually lost. And once it started to get out of that gold lane, Kelra found an opening. So the key is, does Team Spirit try to attack Kelra immediately to put him on the back foot, or do they build just around their game plan?
Honestly, when it comes to Kelra, playing against him, and it's almost like you don't want to expend too much worrying about Kelra, because Kelra is just going to be, he does what Kelra does. He's a god in the gold lane for a reason. I think yesterday was proof of that. His godlike reflexes, and now we know why he has those reflexes, are something that you just have to match. So that is going to be on the hands and shoulders of Hiko to be able to go ahead and match what Kelra's doing, in that lane. But then again, as a team, there's so many other avenues that you can focus on depending on what's drafted. We've seen a lot of variations, a lot of experimentation, but even in the last series, we saw some teams just choose to default on their strengths, default on a standard lineup, and just try to execute better. And either way, again, you got hopefully five games to go ahead and prove that here.
And honestly, I wonder how that conversation that Kelra against their scrim opponents is. It's like, I'm going to use a Layla. Could all five of you try to catch me?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you only got one flicker, but when you start taking in the defensive items into play too, again, there's so many ways to just kind of stay alive, and that's what makes the mechanically gifted players so outstanding to watch.
And that's how they can win drafts, even when the draft is even or maybe slightly the other way, because you can't account for that individual skill. You could try, but that's what these coaches have tried to do, to put their teams in an advantaged position early on. The Fanny, the Freya, and the Uranus taking out the Barats, the Marcel, and the Selena, the 6 bands to kick us off as phase 1 begins with the picks, and Onyx pick up Carrara to start.
And we can see the idea behind the bans coming in from Onyx as well as Spirit. For Onyx, they want to take out tempo heroes. Both the Marcel as well as the Selena can really speed up the game. And then for Spirit, they just don't want Kyrie on that Fanny, which understandable. The Freya can disrupt their backlines a little bit too much. And then the similarity, batting out the Barats as well as the Uranus, they just want to make sure that whatever the matchup is going to be in the EXP, it's not an auto win for either side.
Yeah, the XP again, going to be big in what they decide to do. Again, the Paquito has been rather flexible on where you can put him, and that's kind of the upper hands that you have. When you do draft in this Paquito, you don't necessarily know where he's going just yet. Obviously, the Atlas going to be an answer a lot of times, and then the trade is Belric. This has been the common trades that we've seen now over the development of MSC's meta, and this is pretty standard. Again, that's why having a flexible hero like the Paquito is an upper hand. You kind of have that advantage now.
What was interesting is that in the first series, we didn't see Paquito picked or banned. We also didn't see Cho picked or banned. We didn't see a lot of these kind of in-your-face, really ISO, burst, control characters that have been dominant in some of these matchups featured there. So again, maybe a preview to the grand final. That might be just a non-contention point, and we'll see who has the better grasp of the meta.
And we saw in the video before where Team Spirit, they did say Onyx's biggest strength is probably their team fighting. And right now, that draft looks like a pretty good team fight comp here. Having the Belric as well as the Zushin makes it so that they have amazing control from the get-go. the Harara is just good anywhere. And right now, I gotta say, this is a good Harley pick because you know that Onyx, whatever gold laner they're gonna pick up, it's gonna be amazing just because they already have a good support system.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's a Brody, a Claude, or a Harif. All three can work well here.
This is, shades of what we saw yesterday for Onyx work. That Jushin helped so much, and if I recall correctly, it was a Granger in the hands of Kelra that he got to use because, again, when he locked in the Sky Piercer, you not only had to worry about the movements from Kairi on the Hirara, but then eventually when the stacks start building up for Kelra on the Granger, lining it up with the lantern that Jushin provides, it helps so much. You just land your Rhapsody shots, and then you get more stacks, and that was kind of what the result of that game that they had against Aurora Gaming. So this is what LaFell's saying. You're already really supported and supplemented really well for your gold lane for Kelra.
Harith banned as well. You could see with both teams now looking to pick up potentially their gold lane. That Paquito could still be flexed. It is definitely going to be EXP and gold that they're looking for the ban. So Esmeralda goes down as a ban, so does Harith.
I just feel like for Team Spirit, as long as they have one more hero that could potentially deal with a backline is going to be good. So I'm looking to see if Spirit is going to be loco enough just to have a big burst in mid, something like a Farsa, because that can deal with quite a lot unless you're going up against a Claude, which Team Spirit could pick up the Claude later on and then make it so that Ane doesn't have a dive type of goal laner other than a Moskov.
If you're local enough, basically.
If you're loco enough.
If you're loco enough. You know what? In game one, I think you can be.
You can be a little loco.
You can be a little loco.
What do you like mid here for Spirit?
Ooh, for Spirit against Jushin. Man, I don't know.
Aurora Gaming was heavy on Eudora. I mean, is it kind of travel Europe, kind of be feeling a little bit more comfortable with her?
It's interesting because a lot of times we see the Eudora even paired up with the Belric, right? But in this case, if they decide to go ahead and grab it, they can. I think it is one of the better heroes, too, for Sunset Lover, at least from what we've seen him over the past few days. It can also help, I guess, combo with the Harley in a way. I mean, the Harleys work so well just because you don't only have to rely on that deadly magics, but then depending on the builds that they go, whoever is able to get that Genius Wand, it does help kind of get that burst a little bit faster once you shred down some of the magic resistance here of the opposing team. So there is a room, I would say there is room for the Eudora to come through, especially since now we've seen so much of the Selena, the Valentina, obviously, but they're banned out. So yeah, there's the Eudora. Good call, Rain Day.
Thanks, buddy. Valentina banned out, Clint as well. We're going deeper into the gold lane, but the bans are done for all of these squads. So, how does Kelra respond? What do they like?
I mean, like, here's the thing. Because of that Paquito, it does make it a little bit awkward, I would say, for Onyx to draft their side leaders here, because I think for sure they just want a gold lane. I feel like Claude is going to be pretty solid, but if they want to be safe, I can see a Moskov work pretty well here. You just got to be careful of the Eudora. You have to hope that Lupe is able to absorb the Thunder's Wrath first, and then Kelra can go in. Speaking of, what other tanky heroes do we have left? They pick up the Cho. Is this Cho Rome or EXP?
Wow. Yeah, that's a good question. Just because, again, Belric can be flexed too, so...
Because I feel like if you're going up against Paquito, Paquito is going to be pretty fast. I think it's better to match speed for speed with the Cho, but that's... We haven't seen Cho XP in years now.
It's been a while, yeah. It's been a minute.
Bit different here. Again, he could go crazy and play Paquito there, and we could see a marksman, but... Sorry, excuse me. EXP picked up.
Yeah. This would tell us, too... Because they wanted to wait and hold on to see where they plant this Paquito, if he's actually going to go in the gold lane for Hiko, or if they're going to go ahead and pick up their XP now. Because that question is still there. Okay, they'll go Sora, so now we know. Sora's going to go XP, and then, of course...
Gold Paquito.
And then we have gold lane Paquito.
Wow.
I feel like this is a good idea coming in from Spirit, but we've seen teams try and fail, which is try to end the game pretty fast. And they do have the Harley, so in case they need to push, they can still use the Harley there. I'm liking both drafts, but...
Well, these are two dangerous drafts. A fighter in the gold lane for Hiko going up against the gold standard in Kelra. Eudora picked up as well. And the Belric, how important will that be to set up these fights? It's going to be a battle, baby, and I know two guys ready to cast. One's already been streaming and casting earlier. It's Mirko and Gideon.
Thanks so much for welcome everybody to the most anticipated match of the day. It's going to be Onyx facing up against Team Spirit. And once again, these teams, they know so much about each other. I mean, seeing the Paquito show up once again, but Hirari given over. The trades have been great.
They've got that experience, man. They've played so many games already. Again, both teams having to deal with some rough patches in the group stages to make it this far as well. Some crazy games from Onyx just yesterday. Especially after just earlier, Young Gun Galacticos with an upset win. Could be the best MSC ever. And already is up there.
I'm already nervous about it, right? Because every single moment, every single position is going to be taken into the count here. You got to put everything underneath that microscope to see where the big plays could be made. So far, things are up to standard picks. A lot more tenacity than I'm seeing here, even from Sans and as well as Lutpi, understanding, hey, I can't afford to die like this, especially since we've seen so many games here at MSC end roughly around 11 minutes.
Spin the stomps in the early game, really. If you get that early advantage, the Sky Piercer as well. It was a matter that we saw in the last few matches, even yesterday for Aurora Onyx, that whoever gets the Hirara seems to have an advantage unless there's a fan. That's the scary part, right?
Immediately attack on Sans. And this setup here, at level 2, at level 4 for Kyrie, they don't find the kill angle, unfortunately. The other be a little late for Sans as well as Keyboy. We'll see whether or not they give it up. They're most likely going to give it up considering the Team Spirit already running double fighters and Hiko already making his way to proxy the wave.
He's got to be careful though. He needs to really be very careful. Probably know they can't contest the neutral objective. They might be able to go for the trade, especially if Hiko tries to cut very early. Hiko sees him, spots him out. Now the Harvey should be free. Just the red tree. Keyboy making sure he pops that red tree. Nothing is going to be given for free.
And they're making sure that they're at least not wasting time, right? Really good defensive rotation from the side of Onyx, making sure that they're sending Kyrie and Keyboy to the top side of the map, denying the proxy and making sure that things are relatively standard for Kelra in his gold lane experience. We know it's just a matter of time until Kelra might make a super play of his own. The real question is, where is First Blood going to happen? We've seen Kimbaba rotate from the bot side. Unfortunately, haven't seen too big of a commitment yet. Oh, Cloud Shift here as well.
Bomba's going to put some pressure down on Lutpi. Wanted to get a flicker at least, but Lutpi knows better than to actually use those resources early. He's going to stay patient with it. Kelra up top though. It's so well played by Spirit in the draft though. They ban out the Harrod, the Clint as well. Those are the two heroes that can really deal with the Paquito in lane. And because Team Spirit at red side, oh god, deadly matching. Some more with Sunset Lover as well. But back to the point, because they were red side, Onyx couldn't risk picking up the Moscovs because there could be that Hanabi threat.
That's the thing, that's the thing. Every single time you come into these drafts, there's always that sneak peek on that red side. And so far, I like the way that, you know, Team Spirit have handled themselves, right? A slight evolution of trying to go beyond what they need to do. They're still checking the boxes, and you can tell that Hiko, this side of the map is his, right? Even Keyboy has to be very respectful.
Didn't use any of the resources earlier. Rapid trying to be used up now. Shifting skies. With First Blood, now he's going to fatal lace and a flicker combo. Down, over the chain. Lantern flare right there. He goes to the sky. Sunset Lover. Puts the thunder right down on Keyboy.
Oh man. Once again, Kibamba catching Onyx off guard. Wasn't expecting him to be so desperate to chase for someone of Lutpi's caliber. And not to mention even Keyboy kind of disengaging them, forgetting that Kimbamba can just walk back into the fight. One actually triggering that ult once more. Even so, the turtle is going to be up. By the time the ults come back up for the side of TS, is Onyx going to take first position here to try and drag this out? Do they really want to contest this?
Perfect match, already baited out by Keyboy, just with the G-Clues go. Now Onyx holding control, despite Team Spirit's early win. Coming down now. Shifty skies from Bomba, goes in, he doesn't get caught by it. Sour. Back again, red tree battle, rapid drive. Good zoning there, and it's going to be the red tree from Kai instantly. They will disengage Sour. Gonna look for a trade, but it will not happen. Tactical defensive plays. And while this is all happening, Kelren just knows, hey,
I get a free push here. Hiko, you can do whatever you want. You have the item power spike with a Hunter Strike. Sure, whatever. I will donate this to you, but just give me 5 more minutes. For the rest of the team, at the very least, we see that from Team Spirit's side, being able to kind of contest these neutral objectives is kind of the point. But at the same time, Lutpi is quite the problem with the Wrath of the Dryad. So taking first position may not necessarily be ideal for TS, especially if the flickers are available. Radiant armor purchase coming in from Kid Bomba. To mention penetration boots from Sunset Lover. He's already putting a lot of damage onto Sans.
Alright guys,
and I like the fact that they're trying to say, you know what? If we can force Sans to use his abilities, and we saw what happened in the previous game with the Sky Piercer, we can't let him get into that position again. Nope.
ডাইরেক্ট মুখের উপর বলে দিল রে আরে হ্যালো হ্যালো চোদু জয় চোদু জয় চোদু লেট আরে
আরে দাঁড়া এ আসুক নই আসুক এই নই
তুমি তো হ্যালো করলে এসে আরে জেনারেলে লিংক দেওয়া আছে
ও দাঁড়া
এই আমি কি একটা গান গাইলাম তো তখন চাঁদির হাতে কি একটা
তুই কিছু একটা গাইলি তখন হ্যালা হ্যালা করে গাইলি তখন ছেড়ে
ইয়ে হচ্ছে কেন কি বলে
কি হচ্ছে ভাই
ইকো হচ্ছে কেন আওয়াজটা মা
ইকো হচ্ছে কারণ আমি লাউড স্পিকারে খেলছি বলে
বাহ
লুলু মধু ইজ দ্য রুম ওনার
তুই তো নিজেই লাউড স্পিকার
কোহিনূরের চ্যানেলটা বললা আসলে আমি টিভিতে দেখি আমি কি ভুলভাল একটুখানি টিভিতে দেখেনি
অমনের স্ট্রিম বন্ধ করে দিল আমাদের
না না স্ট্রিম
স্ট্রিমে চলছে স্ট্রিম হচ্ছে কোহিনূরের চ্যানেলটা বল আরে বালের আমার টিভিটা কেন চলছে না বাল একটা টিভি
তোরই তো টিভি ভাই
টিভিটাকে ফেলে দে ছুঁড়ে ফেলে দে
ভাই
সবাই এসেছে
না একজন আসেনি দাঁড়া
ও ঢুকে বেরিয়ে গেল
আমিও ঢুকছিলাম বেরোচ্ছিলাম ভাই ও কি সুন্দর নাম দিয়ে ও নিজের নাম দিয়ে যায় ফাইনালি ভাই
ওই জন্যই তো বেরিয়ে গেছে
ঢুকছে ঢুকুক ঢুকছে ঢুকুক ঢুকছে ঢুকুক ঢুকছে ঢুকুক
ঠিক আছে
কি হয়েছে
মিয়াও র্যাবিটের মতো দাঁত বের করে আছে মেসি চুমু খাচ্ছে লুলু মতো মাথায় একটা ক্রাউন আছে আর আমি মুখটা কিরকম একটা করে গেছি ও শেপের
লুলুহু মধু লুলুহু মধু
লুলু মধু খায় শুধু
ড্র টাইম
না লুলু মধু লুলু মধু মিয়াও মেসি চোর চোদু
तो गाइस बहुत ही अच्छा ओनिक का मैच आप लोग देख रहे थे जो लोग भी देख रहे थे
instantly, but now it's about item power spikes. At this stage, let's pull up the items just real quick here. At 8 minutes, where exactly is Kelra?
স্নোই একটা নাম সাজেস্ট করতে পারছে না নিজে
কথাই শুনে যাচ্ছে না ভাই নাকি আমরাই জোরে বলছি ভাই
তুই তো অলওয়েজ জোরে বলিস
ভাই আমার তো লাউড স্পিকার
কোথায় নেই
বাহ
কোথায় নেই তুই তো ঢুকলি
তুই যেটা দিয়ে ঢুকলি ওটা দিয়ে টিপতে হবে তোকে
জেনারেল চ্যাটে গিয়ে লিংকে ক্লিক কর ঢুকে যাবি
আরে ভাই ও ঢুকেছে ও একবার ঢুকেছে ওটাকে কন্টিনিউয়াস 2-3 বার ক্লিক কর তারপর হবে
বাহ
আচ্ছা
আমি লস্ট
এ দেখ ঢুকেছে চল শুরু কর
বলছি এগুলো কি
এগুলো হচ্ছে গিয়ে লুলু মধু মিয়াও মেসি চোর চোদু
আরে
দাঁড়া আমি তো চ্যানেলটা চালাই কোহিনূর ওয়াইটি না
তুমি লেখো না তুমি শুধু ইটস কোহিনূর লেখো
হ্যাঁ দেখে নিয়েছি চলছে আমার স্ট্রিম চলছে সামনে
কোহিনূর ডোন্ট ওয়ারি শি ইজ আওয়ার গুড ফ্রেন্ড
ওকে
ভাই দাঁড়া আমি আওয়াজটা কোথায় শুনবো টিভিতে শুনবো না এখানে শুনবো
না কেন টিভিতে শুনবি বোকা নাকি বন্ধ কর মিউট কর
কথা বলতো
শি ইজ আওয়ার ওল্ড গুড ফ্রেন্ড আমার সঙ্গে লেখে
কথা বলি ভাই তো স্ট্রিমটা না একটু লেটে চলছে
লেটে তো চলবেই
হ্যাঁ ডিলে করে গেছে তো
থাকবেই ভাই
ও আচ্ছা
স্টার্ট করছি, স্টার্টিং
দাঁড়া ও আবার
বেরিয়ে গেছে।
ও শিট,
আরে বেরিয়ে গেছে।
ও শিট,
আরে
শিট, না ওই লিংকটা দিলে আবার ঢুকে যাবে, চাপ নেই।
হ্যাঁ
লিংকটা দিলে আবার ঢুকে যাবে, চাপ নেই।
Kodhu is choosing a word.
শুধু চুজ করো।
यार सलामी
1 2 3 4 5 6
ঢুকছে আর বেরোচ্ছে।
ছয়।
বাহ, ये तो वर्ल्ड कप লাগছে।
यही है जो है মানে দাঁড়া একটু বেটার হবে না।
আরে
চোদুটা কে?
আরে অমৃত।
এটা ভালো করে কাট ভাই। এইটা সেম শেপ কিন্তু নিচেও আছে, এরকম কিন্তু সেম শেপ নিচেও আছে, নিচেটাও ভাববি তবে বুঝতে পারবি।
এটা কি বানাচ্ছিস?
ঠিক আছে, কিউবের মতো এটা এটা এই শেপের কি হয়?
বাক্স।
না এটা বাক্স হয় না। হ্যাঁ বাক্সের খুব কাছাকাছি, কিন্তু বাক্সতে ভাই
ও
ইয়েস গুড
বাক্স। আরে বাক্স, একটু আগে আমি বলেছিলাম আমার এক্স।
সিট ভাই
তোর এক্স বাক্স ছিল? ও আচ্ছা দাদা, আরে কি বলে এটাকে? ও আচ্ছা
আরে স্পেলিংটা কি?
আচ্ছা
দেখ এত ভালো লেগেছে কি বলবো।
এত বাজে কপি না পিস না ভাই, মৃত আসবে।
আরে কোহিনূর গেস করেনি, কোহিনূরকে বলেই দিল।
আরে আমি ক্যাসকেড লিখে যাচ্ছি, ফাক ম্যান।
আরে
মেসি চোর।
1 2 3 4 5 তো রেডি থাকি। এটা কি? ও আচ্ছা হয়ে গেছে। ভাই আমি তো লিখলাম, হলো না কেন?
এটা কি?
মাছচোর।
আমি আগে লিখেছিলাম বাচ্চারা। আমি আগে লিখেছিলাম ভাই, এগুলো চুরি ভাই, এগুলো চুরি ভাই। আমি অনেক আগে লিখেছিলাম ভাই, 400 হয়ে গেছে ভাই, কি করে ভাই?
তো তুই বুকওয়ার্ড লিখেছিস কেন?
ওয়ার্ড কে চুজ করছে?
তাই জন্য
মিয়াও ইজ ড্রয়িং। রওনাক আঁকছে ভাই। রওনাক কি আঁকছে এটা?
ও শিট।
ও
সালা কিবোর্ড ইউজ করলো। ইস ভাই ইস। আমি এবারে যেটা চুজ করব, ঠিক আছে?
অঞ্জলি জুয়েলার্স গেছিল মধ্যিখানে।
আমি
কেন ভাই কি ছিল?
আমি লিখেছিলাম
আরে সবুজ টিএমসি। তাহলে কি?
হয়ে গেছে।
আমিও
বাবা
লুল্লু মধু।
আরে অমৃত 1 নম্বরে চলে গেছে।
ওয়াও,
চোদু না তাই
এই আবার 9 অক্ষরে ওয়ার্ড নিয়েছে।
সর্বনাশ।
এ ভাই আমি অনেক আগে টাইপ করেছি, আমার হচ্ছে না, আমার আটকে গেছে।
হয়ে গেছে। ও বাবা,
আরে রওনাক লিখেছে। রওনাক শর্টকাট মেরেছে। সুন ফ্লাওয়ার লিখেছে।
শালা এটা তো নাইনসাফি, তোমাদের শর্টকাট আছে, আমি তো কিবোর্ডে টাইপ করছি। 10 খানা ওয়ার্ড নিচে।
গান গিলেছে মা।
আরে এটা কি?
একটু ভাব না, একটু ভাব।
কি বানা এটা?
এটা কি বানা? কি
গেসও করে নিচ্ছে।
আওয়াজ ওই গেসও করে নিয়েছে। ও
আমাকে বোঝে তাই জন্য।
ও আরে
ও প্লিজ
আরে
রনাকের লজ্জায় মানে ডুবে যাওয়া উচিত।
কি এটা? ও আচ্ছা,
ওটা লিখেছে ক্যামেরা। ও
রনাকের তো এটা মানে গেস করে না,
ডুবে যাওয়া উচিত মানে জল একটুখানি চুল্লু নিয়ে একটুখানি জল মিক্স করে ওর মধ্যে ডুবে
আঁকছিস এক বলছিস এক।
ভাই নিচে লিখে দিয়েছি ভাই কোটায় ভাই ভাই।
আরে আমি আমার নামটা পেটে আসছে, মুখে আসছে না।
কতবার লিখবো? ফটোগ্রাফার লিখছি তো।
কেন গ্রাফার আবার যোগ করছিস কেন?
ও ফটোগ্রাফ
তুই দেখিস না কত লেটারের আছে। স্নোই আগে চলে গেল ফালতু জন্য।
ও
এটা কি লিখবো?
আমি আগে জানলে তোর ঝামেলা কেন হচ্ছে তো সারা?
মানে আমার 500 পয়েন্টই হয়ে গেছে
ভাই। কালার কি করে চেঞ্জ করে? আরে দাঁড়া কালার চেঞ্জ করতে পারছি না। কালো কেন হয়ে গেল?
আরে কালো বাড়া।
আরে নিগা নয়
একসাথে লিখেছি স্নো আর আমি একসাথে লিখেছি নিগা। ও ভাই
এটা কি শুয়ে আছে?
এটা কি?
আরে বাবা এটা কোন বোকা চোদা? আরে
ধর এবার লিখে নে ভাই। এটা বোঝানো যাবে না ভাই।
ভাই হচ্ছে না তো।
আরে না
What the fuck?
ওটা মারা গেছে তুই যেটা এঁকেছিস।
হচ্ছে না তো। এটা কি? ও মাই গড, এটা সিক। একটা লোক ছাড়ি দিয়ে পেটাচ্ছে, ওটা বিডিএসএম নয় ভাই। আমি বললাম বিডিএসএম।
আরে আমি সবুজটা খুঁজে পাচ্ছি না। সবুজ
স্টার্টিং এ কালো করে দিয়েছে, আমি আর স্নোই লিখেছি নিগা।
এটা আবার কি? কি করছিস ভাই? কি করছিস ভাই? কি হোয়াইট?
দাদা বুঝতেই পারছি না এরা।
স্বাভাবিক
ও আচ্ছা
ভাই ওটা কোনোদিন ওটা হবে না। ওটা কোনোদিন ওটা হবে তুই রেখেছিলিস।
ওটা তো গ্লাসের মধ্যে আছে রে বাবা।
তুই ওটা এঁকে দে।
ও মাই গড, এটা কি? এটা কি?
বুঝে গেছি ভাই। ভাই কি বাজে এঁকেছে ভাই।
আরে what the fuck bro?
আরে আমুল দুধ পিতা।
अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया। दूध
এটা কালার ইউজ কর না তোরা।
সাদা কালার ইউজ করবো দুধের জন্য?
কালো দিয়ে আমি at least ব্লু কালারের গ্লাসটা তো বুঝতে পারতি, তাহলে তো বুঝতাম।
আহা ঠিক কোইন
বেঁচে কোইনুর ভালো করে আঁকবে।
কোইনু লেটস গো বয়েজ। পিকনিক আগেই পিকনিক লিখে দিল বানাটা।
কালার গুলো কোথেকে পাচ্ছিস বল?
নিচে দিয়ে
না
এটা কি? হ্যালো
এটা
what the fuck what the fuck what the
7 करोड़
কার বোধের টিস্যু খুঁজছিস তুই?
ও না
টিং 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 টিং।
এটা বাবা
আরে ও কি করছে দেখ।
ভাই
কি এটা?
ওই যে ওই লোকটাকে কি বলে যেটা ও করছে?
বলছে হু বলছে হু
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 লোকটার হাতে কি আছে?
ও বাবা কি ফালতু শালা নুব।
লোকটার হাতে কি আছে? এটা গেম, এটা গেম।
খুবই বাজে গেছে ভাই, গেছে
লুল্লু মধু
বলছে হু বলছে হু হি
হুহি
হুহি হুহি হুহি
হি
পারারা
কি
বাপ
বললো?
বাপ পারারা বাপ বাপ পারারা বাপ বাপ পা 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 ও আচ্ছা শুরু হয়ে গেছে। ও মাই গড দেখিনি আমি।
আরে
আরে আমি স্ট্রিম
ইতনা ইজি থা क्या?
না না আমি 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 স্ট্রিম ইয়ে করতে চলে গেছিলাম। স্ট্রিমে তোমার দেখতে
বাবা আবার অমৃত লিখেছে ডাম্বি ডাম্বি লিখেছে ডাম্বি।
রনক ডুবে
আরে আরে
রনক ডুবে যা।
ও শিট আমি বারবার ভুলে যাচ্ছি।
কোনটা?
আরে
সৌরভ গাঙ্গুলি?
আরে আরে গিম্বল না গিম্বল না
কোনটা?
গিম্বল গিম্বল ওটা গিম্বল।
লন্ডন
ওর নিচেরটা বলছে নিচেরটা।
নিচেরটা
কতগুলো পা আছে দেখ।
অনেকগুলো ঠ্যাং আছে।
ভুলে যাচ্ছি, নামটাই ভুলে যাচ্ছি।
আরে তিনটে হলে কি হয়?
বলবি
কি একটা লিখে দিচ্ছে কার একটা পোদ লিখে দিচ্ছে।
বলছে
ট্রিপল লিখেছে,
তারপর
ট্রিপল লিখেছে।
বলছে তার পেছনে একটা পোদ লাগিয়ে দে। ফালতু ভাই।
जो सच कह दिया
চৌধুস নই পাশে পাশে কি বল এটা
কই আছে সিগারেট কি বলছে? সিগারেট ভাব ভাব এটা কি ছিল? C19টা কি 8 লেটারের কি?
আমি স্পেলিংটা তোমরা সব ওই মোবাইলের অটো কারেকশন আমি কিবোর্ড দিয়ে টাইপ করছি বলে আমার স্পেলিংটা গন্ডগোল হলো বলে আমি মিস করে গেলাম।
আরে এটা কি ইজি রে?
আরে আমারও অনেক ভুল হচ্ছে ভাই এখানে। আমার কিবোর্ডটাই বারবার বন্ধ হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
এটা কি?
এটা কি জিনিসটা কি? 8 লেটারের কি হয় এটা?
ও আচ্ছা
ব্যাকটেরিয়া বলছে ব্যাকটেরিয়া। আরে অর্ক লিংকটা দিয়ে ঢোক লিংকটা দিয়ে ঢোক আমরা সবাই স্ট্রিম আমি ইউটিউবে লাইভ আছি।
আরে কি এটা কি?
ওই জেনারেলটা একটা পাঠিয়েছি
ভাই এই বাবা নামটা
লিংকটা দিয়ে ঢোক। আয় চলে আয় মজা হচ্ছে।
কতদিন খেলি না বলে এরকম।
আমরা তো খেলি না, আমরা তো আজকে প্রথমবারই খেলছি।
আমরা আজকে খেলছি।
আবার ব্র্যাকেট মারিয়েছে।
আমার মাঝখানে কি একটা নিয়েছে মালটা।
কি লিখেছে দুধ থলি।
এটা কি?
হোয়াট ইজ দিস ভাই?
ভালোই তো এঁকেছে, আর কি করবে?
এবার কি
ঠিকই তো এঁকেছে।
আগিয়ে দেবো নাকি? আজও কথাবার্তা বলছে হোয়াট ইজ দিস ভাই।
এটা কি ভাই করে খেলে?
স্ক্রিবল তোকে ছবি
না
আঁকতে
ভালো
হবে।
ভালো হয়েছে, কিন্তু আমি বুঝতে পারছিলাম না।
অর্ক এসছে 6
অর্ক
নম্বরে
লিখে দে,
পয়েন্ট নিয়ে।
অর্ক লিখে দে, টি-শার্ট লিখে দে,
টি-শার্ট লিখে দে, টি-শার্ট লিখে দে। তোকে আমি ইয়ে করে দিলাম এখানে, টি-শার্ট লিখে দে। টি-শার্ট লিখে দে চ্যাট বক্সে।
সাপ কক যা ইচ্ছে লিখেছে।
দুধ থলি। আরে
হ্যাঁ
মেসি চোটটা কি সৌভিকদের অ্যাকাউন্ট?
জানি না ভাই।
আরে আরে
নয় খুব হাসছে, দুটো পর্তুগাল সামলাচ্ছে।
কি এটা?
এটা কে 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 করেছে এটা? আরে
কে ভাই এত বড় ওয়ার্ড কেন?
ঠিকই লিখেছিস।
দাঁড়াও হয়নি।
কি লিখেছে?
আরে দূর পাল্টা।
এটা কি
কি ভাই?
ঘুম থেকে এলাম, উঠে সব ধরিয়ে দিলাম।
ওর বলছে ঘুম থেকে এলাম কি সব ধরিয়ে দিল।
কি আঁকছিস ভাই তুই?
আরে এটা কি?
ও ও ও ও ও ও ও
ভাই
পাপড়।
অমৃতদার একটা নেক্সট লেভেল অর্গাজম হয়েছে মনে হচ্ছে। বলছে, ও
এটা একটু বলবি?
দেখ এটা গেস কর, এটা যেটা এঁকেছে।
গেস
এটা কি?
কর।
রথের পাপড়।
খুব বাজে এঁকেছিস যে এঁকেছিস ভাই। এটা
এবার কি
আমি
সুন্দর এঁকেছি, ব্যাটটা দিয়ে মারছে বলটার উপরে।
খুবই বেকার এঁকেছিস ভাই, যে এঁকেছিস খুবই মানে ওয়াহিয়াত।
লোডিং কে ঘুম থেকে তুলে এনে ওকে স্ক্রিবল ধরিয়ে দেওয়া হয়েছে।
লোডিং বুঝতে পারছি না কি করবে।
4-8টে ওয়ার্ড এলো করেছে। ছবি আঁকতে হবে অর্ঘ। মদন মিত্র।
আরে
এটা কি বল? ও
যে অর্ক তো। আরে ইলুমিনাটি।
এটা হাতের না পায়ের?
হাত ভাই, হাত।
ও আচ্ছা।
আরে সব করে ফিঙ্গারের নাম জানি না।
আরে লাস্ট
ফিঙ্গারের নামেই নয় এটা।
তাহলে ये कैसा बहन
ये क्या है भाई?
আরে আরো কিছু গেস দে, বুঝতে পারছি না তো।
আরেকটু কিছু করতে হবে অর্ক।
একটু নিচে দেখা।
খেলাধুলা নাটকের সাথে জড়িয়ে আছে।
খেলাধুলা নাটক?
কি জিনিস যেটা তো বল হ্যান্ডেল মারছিল।
আরে বলতে আমি একটু জল খাই আগে, তাই সবে উঠেছি ভাই। আরেকটা জিনিসও আছে, সেটার সাথে দেখো।
কি আছে?
ওপরে একটা জিনিস আছে, সেটাকে দেখো, ওটা কিন্তু চোখ।
আচ্ছা,
এ ভাই
Illuminati?
ভাই তোকে আরেকটু কিছু এঁকে দেখাতে হবে।
রিস্টের ব্যান্ড বানিয়েছে। ও, এটা কি?
অলমোস্ট তো চলেই গেলে, রিস্টব্যান্ডও পৌঁছে গেলে।
রিস্টব্যান্ডে পৌঁছে গেছি? আরে বোকা চোদা, কি লেখা আছে? এটা কি?
হয় না, পরের থেকে আমি ঠিকঠাক দেবো।
সবাইকে মাইনাস করাবে। জন সিনা
আরে
নাকি?
জন সিনা।
জন, ওরে
আরে
শুয়ার,
ভাই।
ওরে শুয়ার, ওটা
আরে ভাই।
WWE লিখতে হয়। বলছে বলছে না, হাত এঁকেছে আর চোখটাকে বলেছে দেখা যায়। তুই কিছু না এঁকে দিলেও বুঝে যেতাম, তুই কিছু না এঁকে দিলেও বুঝে যেতাম ভাই।
শিট ভাই,
আরে এগুলো কি করে করে?
করা যায়, কালার চেঞ্জ করা যায়। বলছে বিজেপি, বলছে
নইয়ের তো খুব খুশি হচ্ছে বিজেপিটা দেখে।
আরে বাড়া
যাস তালা।
এটা কে বলা? ও আরে
হ্যাঁ, এই ঘর মেরেছে, ওটাকে তো আমি জানি না কি বলে। আরে ব্রেডস নয় রে।
আরে স্পেলিংটা কি?
আরে
বাপের মা, কি এটা মা? ডি।
আরে পনি না, পনি তো হবে না।
ঠিকই তো মানে বলছে, তাও কি করে এদের বুঝায় যায় না।
চুল লিখেছে নাকি তো ওই যা।
আরে ভাই প্লুরাল হবে না, ওটা শিট ম্যান, শিট ম্যান।
হ্যাঁ, ওয়ার্ডটা কম আছে তো জিনিসটা ওইটাই, শুধু একটা। আরে না, আরে নিগাগুলো।
আরে ভাই তোরা তুই এত বাজে স্পেলিং লিখিস কেন?
শালা সবার আগে তো আমি গেস করেছিলাম বিট, কিন্তু স্পেলিং জানতাম না। আরে
ব্রিজ আবার ব্রিজ।
মিয়াও বলছে বুবস। ও মাই গড।
ব্রেড
অর্ক শ্রেয়সীর কথা মনে কর, হয়ে যাবে।
ব্রেড নাকি? আরে ভাই,
আরে এটা খায় না রে মাথায়।
অর্ক এটা খায় না, মাথায় দেয়।
আরে ভাই,
তোদের ভালো চুলের ব্যাপারে নলেজ আছে তো? কতগুলো চুল ধরেছিস না?
বলছে তোদের ভালো চুলের ব্যাপারে নলেজ আছে তো?
না না, আমার কথা হচ্ছে চুলটাকে আগে বল।
আরে অমৃতা,
জানিস না এটা তোর কি বলবো ফ্ল বুঝিস? কি বলছিস? হ্যাঁ,
I don't know doggy style. Sorry. এটা কি বড়া?
আরে 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 কুত্তার গলায় বাঁধে, ওটা কি বলে? আরে
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আরে গেস করে দিল। আরে কইনুর আমাকে বল,
মানে অ্যালেক্সা আছে ভাই ওর কাছে।
আরে আমি তো মনে আছে।
বলছে इसने चीटिंग किया है, इसके पास एलेक्सा আছে।
আরে কি বলে মালটাকে?
আরে তোরা গেস করবি না, আমি কি বলবো?
কুত্তার গলায় বাঁধে।
তো রেখেছি ভাই, এর থেকে আর কি ভালো আসবে? আমি
কুত্তার গলায় বাঁধে রিবন। মিয়াও বলছে রিবন। কুত্তার গলায় কোন কুত্তার গলায় রিবন বাঁধে?
সরি
ভাই জন সিনার থেকে তো ভালোই এঁকেছি ভাই আমি। জন সিনারা কি এঁকে ভাই, কি বলে দিল ভাই, চোখ দেখতে পাচ্ছি না।
কুকুরের গলায় বাঁধে লেসবিয়ান। অর্ক অলমোস্ট ক্লোজ, জাস্ট স্পেলিংটা ঠিক কর।
স্পেলিং ভুল, সবার স্পেলিং ভুল, সবার একসাথে
প্রপার্টি লিজে নিয়েছিস?
লিজ নয় ভাই, লিজ নয়, লিজ নয়।
কাছাকাছি
কথাটা একবার উচ্চারণ করো তাহলেই স্পেলিংটা বেরিয়ে যাবে। লিশ।
শিট ভাই।
লিশ।
আমি তো কুত্তার গলায় ফেটতি ভাবতাম।
দাদা
আরে কুত্তার
আমি
গলা।
তো ভাই
बड़ा 7 वर्ड है धोनी।
আরে ধোনি 5টা লেটার ভাই।
ओ अच्छा
ইস বলছে ধোনি।
তাহলে এমএস ধোনি। দেখি
आला কোন বানাচ্ছে?
বুঝে গেছি জাস্ট
ভালো বুঝেছিস, ভালো বুঝেছিস।
থিয়েটার বললাম তো।
আমি তার আগে লিখে দিয়েছি, হয়নি।
আরে তো এটা বুঝে গেছিস তো, থিয়েটার সবাই বুঝে গেছিস তো।
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ
এবার আসলটা আসছি।
আরে ভাই, আরে ভাই,
বাহ বাহ
সত্যি
বারে বাড়া।
আরে ব্যাঙের মাথা
ভাই, যেগুলোতে স্পেলিং, যেগুলোতে স্পেলিং লাগে না, আমার কম্পিউটারে
আরে আমার তো ভাই গুগলের কিবোর্ড কিছু কিছু গুগল কিবোর্ডও ভাই দিতে পারছে না, এবারে তো দিয়ে দিয়েছে।
আরে আরে
কিবোর্ডটা ছোট হয়ে গেছে ভাই আমার তুলনায়।
की हाँ कीबोर्ड की गलती बता दो, ब्लेम द कीबोर्ड।
বুঝলি, আর কো আমার লিখেছে উইন্ডোজ।
এটা তো অনেক আগে লিখেছিলাম, যখন দিয়েছিলাম তখনই লিখেছিলাম। আরে চোদু হঠাৎ করে অ্যাভালেন্স লিখে দিল কি ব্যাপার?
দাঁড়া এক সেকেন্ড, আমার আটকে গেছে।
এবার আমি রেডি হই, দাঁড়া আমি রেডি হই, আমি মাটি যাবো। অফ।
আরে এটা কি করছে?
দাঁড়া রেডি হই। হে ভাই দাঁড়া ভাই, আমি এখন
ঘাসের উপর লাফাচ্ছে
না, ঘাসে একটা জিনিস থাকে।
ও
দেখ
বোকাচোদা,
এই লোক
এরকম জীবনে দেখিনি আমি, এরকম জীবনে দেখিনি, তাও আমি গেস করে নিলাম। আরে গ্লাস ওপেন নয়, আরে মস্ত উঠো। আরে আরে হাতে কিছু একটা বসে আছে সিনেমা না?
হ্যাঁ সরি,
আরে বাটারফ্লাই না,
আরে হাতে কিছু বসে থাকে এই লোকটা, সবুজ মারা।
আরে ওটা কি বলে বল না, কাক ভাগায় যেটা, ওটা কি বলে ইংলিশে?
বাহ, বলেই দিল।
আরে ইংলিশে কি বলে?
কোনটাকে ইংলিশে কি বলে?
আরে কাক ভাগায় যেটা হাতে,
ভিতু কাক।
ও
ও ভাই ভাই, অর্ক তোর আর আমার একসাথে হয়েছে ভাই।
ওরে ভিতু কাক লেখ রে।
স্নোই ভিতু কাক।
আমি ল্যাংটা হয়ে আছি ভাই এখন, দাঁড়া।
আরে
স্নোই এটা দেখার পর অজ্ঞান হয়ে গেছে।
ল্যাংটা হয়ে আছি, তার মধ্যে সারা কিবোর্ডে টাইপ করতে
এক সেকেন্ডে দিয়ে দিতাম আমরা।
ওরে বাঞ্চত
ভাই,
ওয়াটটা কি বেশি
এরকম কে চুজ করে মারা?
লুল্লু মতো মোড়
ওরে বড়
ওরে বড়।
এটা কি? একটা করে করো। প্রথমবারটা মাগ না, মাগের মধ্যে কি এটা? জিনিসটা হলুদ রঙের হয়।
কফি।
হলুদ রঙের হয়, কি এটা? ফেনা ওটা অ্যালকোহল একটা।
বলেই তো দিল।
এটাকে কি বলে এটাকে? এবারে হচ্ছে এটা একটা পাহাড়, ঠিক আছে? এটা একটা পাহাড়ের গা দিয়ে ঝর্ণা বইছে। এবার এই পুরো জিনিসটাকে একসাথে করো।
আরে
হোয়াট ইজ দিস? অনেকটা ক্লোজ, মেসি চোর অনেকটা ক্লোজ। এটা অ্যালকোহল আমি বলিনি, কিন্তু এটা অ্যালকোহল না। এটা যদি একটা মানুষ খায়, শোনো, এটাকে বলে হচ্ছে একটা যদি মানুষ খায় এটাকে, তাহলে সেটা প্রেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস টেন্সে কি হবে? এই মানুষটা যদি এটা খায়, মাউন্টেন না, এটা হচ্ছে তোমার দাঁড়াও তোমার কোথায় গেল? ওয়েট
ডান
এইটা হচ্ছে দেখো, এইটা তোমাকে দেখাচ্ছি সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ডটা, এটা আমাদের
ভাই আমি একটা কথা বলবো কোহিনুর একটা কথা বলবো, ওটা না পাহাড় হবে না ভাই, ওটা খুব বাজে গেছিস।
প্রচুর এরকম থাকে, এরকম নন্দনের মাঝখানে এরকম জলের এতে একটা এরকম থাকে।
এটা বল, পাহাড় নিয়ে চলে এসেছে শালা।
এটাকে কি বলে? এটাকে কি বলে? এখান দিয়ে জল বেরোয়।
ওয়ারা
হ্যাঁ, তো ওটা ইংলিশ কি?
এবারে
বোকাচোদা।
আরে ড্রাঙ্কেন হবে না রে, প্রেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস বলেছে।
প্রেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস বললো তো।
প্রেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস বলেছি আমি। এই যে এটা হচ্ছে তোমার পাশে একটা মদ রাখা, এটাকে কি বলে?
এইটা যদি সবিকদা না পারে তো তুই সবিকদা গার্লফ্রেন্ডকে পাঠাবি। প্রেজেন্ট কন্টিনিউয়াস।
আরে ভাই, আরে ভাই, আরে ভাই,
আরে বুঝে তো তোরা।
আমি যাচ্ছি এখন জামা কাপড় পরে বলে দেবো।
জামা কাপড় ছাড়াও যাস?
আরে হ্যাঁ, জামা কাপড় ছাড়াই ছিলাম ভাই, তোদের টাইপিং এর চক্করে সালা 2 মিনিট জামা কাপড় না পরেই বসছিলাম। কিউ লিখে দি ভুলভাল।
আরে দাঁড়াও, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, তোমরা এখান দিয়ে জাস্ট ধরে নাও, এটা হচ্ছে পাহাড়, ঠিক আছে? আচ্ছা, আর এটা এখানটা হচ্ছে, আর এইটা হচ্ছে কি একটা ভ্যালি, ঠিক আছে? ঠিক আছে, এবারে সকালবেলা সূর্য উঠছে।
একে বোঝা।
হ্যাঁ, একেই দিচ্ছি, সকালবেলা সূর্য উঠছে। ভাই আমি মোবাইলে খেলছি, একদম ছোট মতো লাগছে স্ক্রিনটা।
ভাই আমি মোবাইলে খেলছি। হ্যালো,
আরে আমি ছোট মোবাইলে খেলছি।
আমিও ছোট মোবাইলে খেলছি।
আবে তারপরে বল না।
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে, এখান দিয়ে একটা কিছু সকালবেলা ভেসে ভেসে যাচ্ছে ভ্যালির মধ্যে, আর বাকিটা ধরে নাও। জল লিখেছে নাকি? মা ভ্যালি বলেছি, ভ্যালি নদী না, ভ্যালি বলেছি।
ভ্যালির মধ্যে কে ভেসে ভেসে যায়? স্নোই আবার গেসও করে নিয়েছে।
একদম সকালবেলা কোহিনুর। আরে চলো
ভাই একটু আলাদা ভাব, ভাই একটু আলাদা ভাব। ভ্যালির মধ্যে ভাই উড়ে কি বলেছে ভাই? ভাই যে ড্রয়িংটা দেখছিস সেটা অ্যাবসলিউটলি ভুল ভাই, দেখিস না ভাই, কনফিউজ হয়ে যাবি। It's somewhat like moisture টাইপের কিছু একটা হবে, বাট নট moisture।
আরে পেটে আসছে, মুখে আসছে না।
খুব বাজে ভাই, বাজে ড্রয়িং ভাই, যে এঁকেছে খুব বাজে ড্রয়িং।
ড্রয়িং বাজে, বাট বুঝিয়েছে ঠিকঠাক।
বুঝিয়েছে ঠিক, কিন্তু ড্রয়িং খুবই বেকার।
হ্যাঁ, আমি তো বললামই ড্রয়িং লিখবে না।
কোহিনুর খিস্তি মারবে।
এই বোকাচোদা, মিস্ট ভাষে কবে থেকে বে? মিস্ট ভাষে কবে থেকে? মিস্ট তো পড়ে থাকে।
গ্রাসের উপরে বলতে পারলো না।
হ্যাঁ, বান্টু বলছে মিস্ট ভেসে ভেসে বেড়াচ্ছে। ওইটা পিরামিড নয়।
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আচ্ছা।
আরে আরে এটা
এটা হয়ে গেল কি করে আবার?
ডেঞ্জার হচ্ছে না তো?
কাইন্ড অফ কশনারি অন্য একটা ওয়ার্ড।
মিশনারি লিখেছে।
হোয়াট?
মানে কশনারি অন্য একটা সিনোনিম।
বাবা বাবা রে বাবা।
কি রে রনক একটুখানি হিন্ট দে তো।
এটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে কশনের আরেকটা ওয়ার্ড কিন্তু শেষ হয় আইএনজি দিয়ে।
ও
শেষে
ও ও আর বলা যাবে না।
কি একটু বল।
কেন বলবি মা?
আরেকটা
বলবি না, অমৃত ফার্স্টে আছে, ওকে গেস করতে দে।
বাবা উফ ফালতু ভাই ফালতু।
18 লিখে পাশে একটা প্লাস লিখে দিলেও হয়ে যেত।
আরে
ওইভাবে তো ভাবতেই পারিনি।
6 ডট।
কি হলো ব্যাপারটা ঠিক বুঝলাম না।
আচ্ছা আটকে দিয়েছে বোকাচোদাকে। এটা কি পাখিটাকে ইনভাইট করছে দেখি।
পাখিটার নাম বল, পাখিটার নাম। উফ
পাখিটার নাম কি করে বলবো বলো?
বল না ভাই কোনটা বাড়িতে থাকে। সবার থেকে ইজি তো ভাই, ওয়ার্ড গুলোকে দেখে গেস কর না।
আচ্ছা বোকাচোদা কোন পাখিকে আমি
ওটা
তো পারি,
সবুজ
চিনো
করতে হয়,
বুঝতে
ওটা
পারি।
সবুজ, ওটা সবুজ করতে হয়। পাখিটার নাম বল।
আরে ভাই কালার
অচিন পাখি ওটা।
সামনেই তো আছে,
কালার পাচ্ছিলাম না।
সামনেই তো রয়েছে একদম পাগলা।
দেখতে
খুব দাম।
हम फर्स्ट, हम फर्स्ट, हम फर्स्ट, हम फर्स्ट।
আচ্ছা
যে এঁকেছে ভাই ফাটাফাটি এঁকেছে ভাই। আমি 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 কিচ্ছু বলবো না, যে এঁকেছে মানে ফাটিয়ে দিয়েছে, মানে পিকাসো এর থেকে বাজে আঁকে ভাই, আমি বলবো। পিকাসো হু, পিকাসো হু ভাই, আমি বলবো।
আমি গেস করে নিয়েছি।
হ্যাঁ
আমি জানি না ভাই, আমি এখনো গেস করি।
বলছে হু, বলছে হু।
বসেও দিতে পারতো সবিতা, একজনকে বসিয়ে পিছন দিকে কিছু করে দিতে পারতো।
ডুবে
কি এটা
বসিয়ে একটা ক্যারেক্টার বসিয়ে পিছন দিকে
খুব দাম ভাই। রনক ডুবে যা, রনক আর হবে না, ডুবে যা ভাই।
ডুবে ডুবে গ্যাস গ্যাস বেরোয়। what the fuck?
কত কিছু গ্যাস এঁকে দিলাম, গ্যাসে রান্না করছে সেটা এঁকে দিলাম, 1100 টাকা। খুব কি করবো
ভাই দাদা, তো আমি রেডি হই একটুখানি, দাঁড়া খেলতে যাবো।
এটা কে?
আমি।
এটা কি রৌনক দা?
আমি এটা রৌনক দা, হ্যাঁ ঠিক বলেছে। আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, ছাড়, বুঝতে পারবি না।
আরে
বলছে পেনিস।
এটা কি বড়া?
এটা একটা খাবার, কিন্তু এই খাবারের টাইপটাকে একটা কিছু বলা হয়, যেটা মা বারণ করে খেতে।
আরে আমি জানি ওর কত আমার
ওটার উপরে নয়, ওটা ছাড়া তুমি যদি এইটা খাও।
তুমি মা বারণ করে ব্যাস হয়ে গেছে আমার।
ভাই এটা তো বল
প্রত্যেকদিন শুনছি।
আচ্ছা
প্রথম কথা কি?
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে।
সবিতা শুনছো নিশ্চয়ই?
হ্যাঁ এটা তো ডেলি শুনছি। আরে লিভার খারাপ হয়ে যাবে, খাসনি।
জাগ 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 জাগ।
অমিত তুই এখন রেডি, তুই রেডি হয়ে বস, কিন্তু এখনো আসিস না, ঠিক আছে?
কেন?
এখনো খেলা হবে কিনা জানি না।
মানে গুটি তো বললে হবে।
ইয়ে কব বলা?
ব্ল্যাক।
আমি তখনই তো বললে 6টার সময়, একবার জিজ্ঞেস করতি ওকে জলদি, দেন জানা।
আচ্ছা ব্ল্যাকের উপরে কিছু আঁকা হচ্ছে?
জিজ্ঞেস করে জানা।
দাঁড়া
তুই রেডি হয়ে বস আগে। কে আঁকছে এটা?
লদু।
আরে রেডি কেন হয়ে বসবো? সেই বুঝে পড়বো বা পড়বো না, নাহলে তো
আরে 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 বুঝতে পেরে গেছি আমি, কিন্তু জিনিসটা কি বলে?
এটা হচ্ছে পৃথিবী আর এই জিনিসটা পৃথিবীর বাইরে, ঠিক আছে?
ও
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
একবার জিজ্ঞেস কর না, আমি সেই বুঝে জানি আর পড়বো।
ওয়াও
আরে ভাই তুই স্ট্রিমে আছিস?
ব্রো ইউ আর লিটারালি লাইভ রাইট নাও ব্রো।
এটা কি?
সেটা তো তুমি বলবে। এটা কি?
এটা ব্যাকে মারা।
আরে জিজ্ঞেসটা কর না তুই, ততক্ষণ রিপ্লাই দি।
আদি 8,500 টাকা দেয়।
ঠিক আছে দাঁড়াও।
সানডে দিলাম সিলাকে, ওয়েডনেসডে দিলাম।
তুই এতজনকে দিয়ে কি করবি?
আমি তো যাকে পাচ্ছি তাকে দিয়ে দেবো। 1 2 3 4 5।
বাহ,
ওয়ার্ডের নাম হচ্ছে
চোদু লেবদারু।
আমি ট্রিট ছিলাম। ভাই
আরে এটা কি হচ্ছে বলতে?
আরে ফালতু একটা
হয়ে যাচ্ছে
ভাই, কি বলবো ভাই। ভাই ওয়ানে ছিলাম ভাই আমি।
আরে
ঢোকো প্লিজ ঢোকো। ওয়ানে আর টুতে এখন আমি আর ছোদ্দাদা।
কি সে
এটা কি ওরে
মিশনারি?
কি ফাস্ট টাইপ করেছি মাইরি, কি ফাস্ট টাইপ করেছি। স্নোইও টাইপ করে দিয়েছে। মেসি চোর এখন বলছে হ্যাপি উইনার।
আরে তো হাত পা তুলে রেখেছে,
মিডিল লিখেছে মিডিল।
আরে আরে
লুলহু মধু।
ও শিট ভাই,
অমৃতা বলছে আমি আর খেলবোই না, আমার সাথে অরাজকতা হয়েছে।
ভুলে গেছি সাইন চাপ। শিট ভাই
জাস সালা।
চ্যাপটা বড়া।
এটা কি?
ওকে
আরে
ই দিয়ে
এটা
না গাড়ি 1 মিনিট দাঁড়াও। ই দিয়ে গাড়ি তো, আচ্ছা ওকে।
ব্র্যান্ড।
আচ্ছা গাড়ির ব্র্যান্ড।
ও
স্কোডা তো এলো না বস। ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
এখানে ই কোথায়? এটাতে মানে আমি আঁকাটার কোনো ইয়ে বুঝলাম না।
আরে হন্ডারি ওটাই।
এটা লোগোটা।
লোগো কার? লোগো তো এরকম নয়, লোগো তো এইচ।
হন্ডা এইচ তো হন্ডা লোগো
আগে ছিল মনে হয়।
কোন কালে হন্ডার লোগো এরকম ছিল না। হন্ডার লোগো ডে 1 থেকে একটা এইচ, আর হিউন্ডাই লোগো হচ্ছে দুটো লোক
না
ইয়ে মেলাচ্ছে।
এইচ হচ্ছে হিউন্ডাই এর নাকি? আমি ভুল হতে পারি, জানি না, ভুলে গেছি।
এটা হচ্ছে আমার আঁকা শেষ।
কি বোকা চলে যা
বাবা।
কি এটা
দশটা হয়ে
এটা কি
বুড়ি ও আচ্ছা 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 বুঝে গেছি
ও
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ সেই বলে ম্যাডাম গিয়ে করলাম নাকি আরে 180 কেজি দিয়েছে
আমার ওজন লিখতে বলা হয়নি ওখানে।
তুই পারিস দিয়াগুলো
হ্যাঁ কারণ আমি বড় বুঝতে পারছি না এটা কি।
ওই তো ঠিকই বলেছিস, বললি তো ঠিকই, ওটা একটু বেশি।
আরে না আমি স্পেলিংটা ঠিক করে মনে পড়ছে না।
আরে অটো নেই কারেকশন তোর কিবোর্ডে
কিবোর্ড ভাই
আরো করো কম্পিউটারে খেলো
বলছে কিবোর্ডে অটো কারেকশন নেই,
কম্পিউটার মারানি।
আরে ভাই
আমি এটা লিখবই।
মেসি চট আচ্ছা মেসি চটের তো ছবিটা এঁকেছে
আচ্ছা ও গুগল ইটালি গুগল থেকে দেখে চেপেছে গ্যারান্টি।
গুগল থেকে না আমি ওবেসিটি লিখছিলাম, লাস্ট ওয়ার্ডটা এলো তারপরে বুঝলাম ওবেসিটি না এটা ওভারওয়েট।
ওবেসিটিতে চলে গেছে,
খুব দূর অব্দি চলে গেছে।
এটা কি রৌনক ডাকছো তো?
হ্যাঁ
ঠিক আছে দাঁড়াও।
এই জিনিসটা বুঝতে পারছিস না?
হ্যাঁ বুঝতে পারছি না।
হ্যাঁ কিন্তু এটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে যে জিনিসটা মানে আমরা লিখি,
কথাই আসছে না, এর কথাই আসছে না।
যেই জিনিসটাতে আমরা লিখি,
হ্যাঁ
যেই জিনিস দিয়ে লিখি না, যেই জিনিসটাতে লিখি আমরা। না আরে বাংলায় কি বলে এটা?
খাতা।
আরে ও ও ও
ও ও ভাই ও ভাই ও ভাই ও ভাই
আরে ওটা ইংলিশেই বলে রে,
ওটাকে ইংলিশে বলে মানে ওটা বাংলায় বেশি, ওটাকে ইংলিশে বলে,
আরে বাংলায় বলে
ওরে মদন চাঁদ।
এবার স্নোই থেকে খিস্তি খাবে
নোংরা খিস্তি খাবে জাস্ট শেষ হোক।
নোংরা
এর থেকে বেশি আমি কিছু করতে পারবো না, আমি লিখেও দিয়েছি দেখ তুই।
পাড়া একখানা
বলছে এটা বাংলায় বলে।
ইজি জিনিসটা কি
আরে বাপরে এগুলো কি কত বড়!
এই বোকাচোদায় বলা কম্পিউটারে আঁকছে বলে এত বড় বড় আঁকছে বলা।
জেল
বাবা এত বড় জেল।
আমি যাই এঁকেছি এটাই একদম পারফেক্ট
বুঝে গেছি ভাই, জানি না এটা লাগবে কিনা, লেগে গেছে।
পুরোটা আঁকতেও দিল না।
এটা কি লিখেছি? আমার মোটা ভাড়াটাকে লিখেছি।
ফার্স্ট সেকেন্ড থার্ড দ্বারা আরেকটা রাউন্ড হবে এখন।
আবার খেলবি নাকি না?
ইয়েস আরেকটা রাউন্ড আরেকটা রাউন্ড
আরেকটা হোক ভাই, একটু ড্রয়িং টাইমটা একটু বাড়িয়ে দে ভাই।
হ্যাঁ একটু বাড়িয়ে দে।
বাড়িয়ে দিয়েছি ভাই।
210 সেকেন্ড ড্রয়িং করে এটা বেশি বেড়ে গেল না?
এটা বেশি না না
গেম মোডটা হার্ড করে দে।
না 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 স্টার্ট কর।
এটাই পাচ্ছি না।
আরে শুরুতে আমাকে
লোডিং
আগে ঠিক ছিল।
ও মাই গড। অলরাইট ওকে
মনে হচ্ছে খেঁচিয়ে ফেলে দিল তো। ও
আরে আরে কি একটা গ্রেসও করে নিয়েছি।
আমি চুপ চুপ করে গেলি কেন?
এটা দেখ ভাই, দুরকম হয়। তার মধ্যে একটাকে ধরে না।
ও বাবা,
এটা কি?
এটা কি এক্স্যাক্টলি কি এটা?
তোরা যেটা ভেবেছিস ওটাই।
কিরকম
এবারে আমি একটাই জিনিস বলতে পারি, মুখে বলে দিচ্ছি, সেটা হচ্ছে কি আমাদের
ও ছেড়ে দে,
এর
ছেড়ে দে,
পাশে
ছেড়ে দে,
রয়েছে
ছেড়ে দে, বলতে হবে না, বলতে হবে না।
ব্যান্ডেল চার্জ
হিমান, হ্যাঁ অলমোস্ট ওটা একটু অন্য নাম ভাবো। ব্যান্ডেল চার্জ নয়, বাট ওটা একটু অন্য নাম ভাবো, পিছনে যেটা বলছো।
সরি।
আরে মিও গিয়েও পেলো না।
আরে স্পেলিং
ইয়ার
ও হো হো হো,
আমি ঠিকই তো লিখছি।
না তুমি যেটা গুল্লু মতো ঠিকঠাক গেছে।
গুড মর্নিং। আরে अरे भाई
अरे भाई ये स्पेलिंग का माँ का बुड़
ভাই এটা আমি জানি না কি করব।
ও মাই
আমি
গড,
ক্যাথেড্রাল লিখলাম
তুমি
না।
এত বড় শব্দ কেন নিয়েছো? ওকে ওকে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে।
এটা কি?
পাকা
এটা মানে কি?
নেদার স্টার।
ওয়াও,
এটা বড় কি?
ও শিট ব্রো।
ও
চার, আরে বাপ রে।
আমি ড্রিম কে স্পেলিং ভুল মনে হচ্ছে।
দাদা মামা
गेस कर लिया भाई।
না ভাই, আমার কোনো আইডিয়া নেই এটা কি হতে পারে।
আর কিছু বড় বড়
তুই কিছুদিন আগে শ্রেয়সীকে কিনে দিয়েছিস সেটা।
হ্যাঁ
তুই স্ট্যাটাসও দিয়েছিলি যে বাবুকে কিনে দিলাম।
বাবা
ইয়েস,
তুই স্ট্যাটাসও দিয়েছিলি যে আমার সোনা বাবুর জন্য, বাবুর স্বপ্নগুলোকে ধরে রাখার একটা
ভাই আমি
সুন্দর।
ড্রিম ক্যাচার তো বাদ দিয়ে দিলাম, কারণ অলরেডি একজন কেউ লিখেছিল যেটা স্পেলিং, আচ্ছা স্পেলিং
ভাই এটা কি করব ভাই?
রৌনকদা লিখেছিল।
কোনো মানে হয়? আমি রৌনকদার স্পেলিংটা দেখি আমি।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে, দেখ একটা জিনিস দেখাচ্ছি, জানি না কি বিচ্ছিরি আঁকবো এটা।
ওরে বাবা,
এটা একটা হাত, এটা একটা হাত, এটা হাত,
হ্যাঁ
এটা নর্মাল হাত। এই জায়গাটা কি হয়েছে? এটা কিন্তু হাত, ঠিক আছে। এই জায়গা, এই পার্টিকুলার জায়গাটা কি হয়েছে? একে কি হয় ভাই? সোয়ালো নয় ভাই, আরে সোয়ালো নয়। ক্লোজ ক্লোজ, ইউ আর ক্লোজ টু ইট, জাস্ট সোয়ালো লিখে দিই, ইউ আর ক্লোজ টু ইট। ফুলে গেছে এই জায়গাটা, ফুলে গেছে। আরে মিয়াও, আরে মিয়াও চোদা, মিয়াও চোদা, আরে আরে
ফুলে গেছে না, ফুলে গেছিল লিখলো বাবা।
আরে আমি পুরোটাই বলে দিলে তো হয়ে গেল নাকি?
সেটাই তো নাম, তুই এটা বলছিস।
হ্যাঁ তো ঠিকই লিখছিস তোরা, এবার পাস্ট প্রেজেন্ট না ফিউচার সেটা ভেবে লেখ। আরে সোয়ালোই লিখেছে কে?
ও হচ্ছে বল।
আমি যদি বলেই দিই তাহলে তো হয়েই গেল।
তাও তো লোকেরা গেস করতে পারছে না।
তো পুরোটাই তো বলে দেবো নাকি? তাহলে লিখেই দেবো ওয়ার্ডটা। কোহিনূর ডিটেক্ট করতে পারছে কি হচ্ছে।
বডি এই জিনিসটাকে বডির ভেতরে মেজার করা হয়, বাইরে না।
আরে বলছে
আরে
ক্লোজ,
স্নোই চলে গেল।
বলছে
বডির
ক্লোজ।
বাইরে হলে এটা অন্য কথা।
স্নোই চলে গেছে। আরে কোহিনূর তুই ঠিকই লিখছিস।
তোদের এখনো শেষ হয়নি?
না
কতক্ষণ বাকি?
এই শুরু হলো।
আরে সুয়েলিং,
আরে-
সুয়েলিং, সুয়েলিং কথাটা সুয়েলিং, সোলিং নয় বাল। চলছে চলছে, ওই লিংকে ক্লিক করে ঢোকো, এখনো ঢুকে যেতে পারে, পুরো ঢুকছে ঢুকুক।
এখন সবাই 100 পয়েন্টে আছে, সবাই তুই টেনে নিতে পারবি।
হ্যাঁ সবাই 100 পয়েন্টেই আছে এখন অবধি।
এ কে একটা বেরিয়ে গেল, স্নোই বেরিয়ে গেছে নাকি?
হ্যাঁ
ও আবার ঢুকেছে।
আমি কি আবার ইয়ে হয়ে
কি
গেল?
হয়েছে?
জয়েন কর, তুই জয়েন করেছিস তো?
আসছি।
বেরিয়ে গেছিস তো?
আমি
আবার ডাবল।
এর থেকে সুন্দর আমি আঁকতে পারবো না, সরি।
দেখ আমি ঢোকাচ্ছি না।
ইস
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা, সরি। ট্রাই হার্ডার।
ডাব্লিউ দিয়েছে।
আরে
একটা ডটও দিয়ে দাও না সবাই রনকদা, তাহলে তো মানাবে জিনিসটা। নইলে জিনিসটা অন্যদিকে ঘুরে যাচ্ছে রনকদা।
এটা কি?
কি
রনকদা যেটা বললাম ওটা করে দাও।
দাঁড়াও দাঁড়াও, কি হয়েছে?
অন্যদিকে
हो
ঘুরিয়ে
गया
দিয়েছো
हो
তুমি।
गया
না, না।
हो गया हो गया ও
না দাঁড়াও দাঁড়াও।
আচ্ছা আবার আবার
আরে
স্নোই
এই জিনিসটা
এটা কি বালের বেশি?
স্ক্রিনের মধ্যে কিছুটা খুললে ওয়েব স্টার কেন?
ওয়েব শুটার নাকি?
বোকা চোদা মারা।
www লিখে দিয়েছি, আর কি চাই?
তো www উপর লিখতে হয় স্যার, ঢ্যাম না চোদা নিম।
আমি তো
আরে আমি
স্ক্রিনের
বললাম
ভেতরে
দাদা ডট দিয়ে দাও হয়ে যাবে।
স্নোই আবার ঢুকেছে।
স্নোই ঢুকছে বেরোচ্ছে, ঢুকছে বেরোচ্ছে, ঢুকছে বেরোচ্ছে।
না এটা কোহিনূর ভালো করে বলতে পারবে। কোহিনূর তুই বল।
ঢুকছে ঢুকুক ঢুকছে ঢুকুক ঢুকছে ঢুকুক ঢুকছে ঢুকুক। এসেই গেস করে নিয়েছে।
আরে
এসেই
এসে গেস করে নিচে।
ও
এটা ভাই আমার বেস্ট আঁকা, এটা আমার বেস্ট আঁকা, সর্বকালের সেরা আঁকা এর মধ্যে একটা।
ডটেড
বোকা চোদা, এটা যদি স্ট্রবেরি হয় আমি সুইসাইড করব।
করে দাও করে দাও।
করে ফেলো।
আঁকাটা কমপ্লিট করতে হবে। পিকাসোর একটা এন্ডিং দেখতে যে একটা একটা ব্যাপার থাকে, সেটাই
বালের
হলো না।
পিকাসো আমার মা।
স্নোই এসেই আমার থেকে লিডে চলে গেল কি করে ভাই?
ও 1 সেকেন্ডে গেস করেছে। আরে টিউবলাইট চোদাগুলো ম্যাঙ্গো লিখতে এত সময় লাগে? লুলু মধু লাস্ট।
ও সিট টাইপ 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 করতে হবে না?
হ্যাঁ ম্যাগ নয় রে, আরে ম্যাগ নয় রে, ম্যাগ
মাগ হলো না তো ম্যাগ।
ম্যাগ লিখেছি।
আচ্ছা এটা দুটো ওয়ার্ড আছে ঠিক আছে,
ওয়ার্ড
হ্যাঁ, একটা ওয়ার্ড হচ্ছে এইটা, ঠিক আছে দেখাচ্ছি, দাঁড়া না। একটা হচ্ছে এইটা,
ওটে
একটা ওয়ার্ড হচ্ছে একটা ওয়ার্ড হচ্ছে এইটা, একটা হচ্ছে এইটা।
আচ্ছা,
আরে
সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ড
আরে
হেডাস কি এটা?
আমি জানি না, এটাই ভাবলাম বোঝাতে পারবো, এটাই এঁকে দিয়েছি। আরে অত অত ভাবনা চিন্তা করছিস কেন? একটা ওয়ার্ড ওইটা, একটা ওয়ার্ড ওইটা।
মাথা
মাথা কি বলে?
হেড
হ্যাঁ, তোর নিচেটাকে কি বলে? আরে রনা দক্ষতা আছে, রনা কে
এটা তো ভালো জিনিস, নরম নরম।
আরে আরে
হেডেক কোন সা নরম হয় ভাই?
বাহ রে বাহ,
হেডেকের কোনটা নরম হয় তুই আমাকে বোঝা।
নই, তুই ঠিকই বলছিস, মানে যেটা বলছিস আগে ওটা
প্রথম ওয়ার্ডটা ঠিক আছে, সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ডটা
অন্যভাবে ভাব।
সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ডটা ভদ্রভাবে যদি তোর পিছনটা বলা হয় তাহলে
কোহিনূর ভাবছে কি বললো রে বড় এটা। পেরেছে ভাই,
ভাই একটা
Finally
গোল পোস্টের সামনে একটা বল, তার মাথায় একটা প্লেয়ারের লাগছে, এটা দেখিয়ে দিলেও তো হয়।
কিন্তু বাটটা কি করে দেখাতাম? বাই দ্য ওয়ে, জিনিসটা কি হয়?
আরে হেডবাট মানে মাথা দিয়ে মারা,
এরকম ব্যাপার নাকি? আমি তো হেডার ভেবেছিলাম। আরে এতটাই সহজ ছিল?
হ্যাঁ, আবার কি?
আরে আরে আমি কত জোয়াল জব্দ করে ভাবতে যাচ্ছিলাম এটাকে।
এটাকে এত জটিল হবে ভেবই না। হ্যাঁ,
দুদুক সবাই চুপচাপ হয়ে গেল কেন হঠাৎ করে?
কারণ এবারে যেটা দেখাতে যাচ্ছি সেটা আমাদের সবার খুব প্রিয় জিনিস।
আরে
দু ফুট একেবারে কি
কি করছিস ভাই?
ও আচ্ছা,
কি অশালীন সবকটা, আমি জাস্ট দেখলাম একবার, কি অশালীন ভাই সবকটা। আরে ভাই
আরে কি করছিস মা?
আমি চুতিয়া।
কোহলি বিরাট কোহলি।
ক্রিকেটে মেসি যে সবার লাস্ট গেস করলো।
এটা তো ভাই দেখে অন্যরকম লাগছিল। প্রথমে তুমি ক্যান্ডেল
আমি ক্রিকেটার লিখেছিলাম, তারপরে ক্রিকেটই লিখেছি।
ক্রিকেটি একটা যা ওয়ার্ড দিয়েছিল না, ওয়ার্ডটা 12 অক্ষর না 10 অক্ষর, কত বড়।
আরে কলকাতা নাইট রাইডার্স এর ড্রেস।
ও মাই গড, ও মাই গড,
ও মাই গড। I am so late, bro.
কেউ বলবি না এটা, কেউ বলবি না।
ও ভাই হেভি হয়েছে, দারুণ হয়েছে ছবিটা।
একটু বাংলায় ফেরত আসো বাবা।
না বাংলাতে বলে নাই কথাটা,
বিদেশি চলে গেছো।
এটা কি?
ঢেকে দাও আমায়, ঢেকে দাও।
স্ট্রাকচারটা দেখে তোর কি মনে হচ্ছে করুন?
ভাই এইটা স্পেলিং এটার, আমি ভাই সবার প্রথম গেস করেছিলাম আমি। ভাই সিরিয়াসলি ভাই,
তুই তো ব্লোজ লিখেছিলিস।
না আমি এইটা ভেবে লিখেছিলাম।
দ্য ব্লোস লিখেছিস
বলছি 18 প্লাস।
নাইস নাইস। আরে আরে আমার বেলায় এরকম ভাবার ছোট জিনিসগুলো কেন দিচ্ছে? ঠিক আছে, আমি একটু ক্রিয়েটিভ হবো এবারে। এবার এটা লিখলেই গেস করে নেবে। আরে আমরা জাস্ট ঢুকেছি, এখনো চালু করিনি গেমটা। আরে 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 আরে
हो गया हो गया हो गया भाईचोद।
নই তুইও পারবি, আমরা জাস্ট ঢুকেছি।
কার ভেতর ঢুকলাম আমি?
এই জিনিসটাকে কি বলে? এটা একটা গেমের জায়গা ঢুকেছি।
তুমি এবারে এটাকে মুছে দিয়ে একটা সাধারণ মানুষ যেরকম একটা জায়গায় যায়, একটা হোটেলে প্রথমবার ঢুকলো, ঢোকার পরে সামনে যেই জায়গাটা থাকে সেই জায়গাটাকে কি বলে মনে নেই।
বলছে মনে নেই। বাহ
ব্রো সেই মনে নেই।
আরেকটা
ক্লোজ ক্লোজ।
ও বোবা হয়ে গেল কেন হঠাৎ করে?
I don't know.
বেরোলাম ভাই। ওকে ওকে ওকে
ওকে টাটা।
চচোজ চচোজ। আমি আবার ফোর্থে
টিডি।
এসেছি।
এটা কি?
বাইরের দেশের লোকেরা খায় এটা, খুব প্রোটিন থাকে এর উপরে। লোকেরা বেশি করে এইটা ফেলে আর এইটা ফেলে।
না এটা মোটেই ফেলে না রৌনকদা, দুটো জিনিসের মাঝখানে রাখতে হতো এটা।
এবার কোহিনূরকে বুঝতে দেখি। কোহিনূর দাদা
বুঝে গেছে।
না না আমি তো ভাই বাইরের দেশের লোকেরা খায়, তাহলে পুরোটা না একে মাঝখানেরটা করতে হতো।
আরে তো মাল্টিপল সসেজ গেছি।
লুল্লু মধু যাই বেড়ে গেছি।
হ্যাঁ
ওয়াও वाओ मैं निकल गया हूँ। वाओ আমি আবার লাস্ট।
কি এঁকেছি ভাই, কি এঁকেছি আমি, উফ।
সি থাকে বাট ডাব্লিউ লেখাটাও ঠিক আছে।
কমপ্লিট করার আগেই যদি সবাই লিখে দেয়। মেসিচোর জয়েন, মেসিচোর লেফট।
যেতে দাও আমায় দেখো না।
দেখ এটা একটু ছোট স্কেল আমি দেখালাম। এবার আমি তো আর ওটা কালার চেঞ্জ করতে পারছি না, তো ব্যাকটা এবার দেখে না তোমরা।
যেতে দাও আমায় দেখো না রনক, এটা তোর মাথার উপর দিয়ে যাবে কারণ তুই খেলিস না।
ছেলেমেয়েটা কিন্তু আমি ঠিকঠাক বুঝছি তো।
বেশ ঠিক আছে। যেতে দাও আমায়
क्या बोल रहा है यार ये भी
देखो ना
ऑनिक ऑनिक हार गया तो गया क्या लॉल ऑनिक लूजिंग दैट्स ग्रेट न्यूज़ गाइस थैंक गॉड ऑनिक इज लूजिंग
এটা কি
मेरा गेस कॉइन बच जाएगा
আমরা সবাই মিলে গেছি কোথায় গেছি আমরা
বোকার জায়গায় খেলা বুঝে দিয়ে এটা উল্টো পাল্টা কিছু একটা হয়
দাদা ওই একটা কোথাও যাওয়াটাকে কি বলে
মুখ মেরে দেবো
এটা কি ছিল সবাই
কোথায় বল
সাংঘাতিক একটা জিনিস চুজ করেছি
বলে ব্যাটারি নাকি আগে থেকে
এটা কি
বেকা বড়া
এটা কি
কি বড়া এটা
এটা কেন এরকম কেন
আরে মেসি চট দেখেও খেলেছে নাকি
ও খাচ্ছি
ও আরে কত কিছু করবি ভাই ছেড়ে দে না
এটা কি
এটা তো নেই ওটা ওখানে ও ও ও মৌমাছির চাক হয়েছে
ভাই মৌমাছি কেন what is this
I was trying to get বগলের বাল
বগল
বাপ রে বাপ
বগল
ভমিট না
ভমিট
বগলটাকে কি বলে আরে বুবি শাখা খুব দৌড়াচ্ছে
আরে কি বলে
বাপরে বাপ
বাপরে বাপ বলে আচ্ছা
যাইতে দাও আমারে ডেকনি
যাও যাও
মনে হচ্ছে পেয়ে গেছি আমি আরে না পাইনি
हमको कोई ये दो हमको कोई ये दो
কেউ দিলে নিশ্চয়ই ব্যাপারটা ভালো লাগবে না তোমার
मुझे खुद मारा
কইনু তো এতক্ষণ লাগলো এটা গেস করার জন্য
হ্যাঁ এরকম লাভ ফাফের সাথে তোমার সম্পর্ক নেই এসব লাভ ফাফ তো বুঝি না ভাই
আরে একটা গিফট র্যাপার ছিল ব্রো
এটার আমি আমি আমার কোনো আইডিয়া নেই যে এই জিনিসটা কোনোদিনও এক্সিস্ট করে কিনা বাট ওকে আচ্ছা
তুই ভাতে
এটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে কি এটাকে বলো আরে দাঁড়াও ট্রিটাকে অন্য একটা ওয়ার্ড দিয়ে ভাববি আর এটা হচ্ছে একটা গোল জিনিস যেটা আমরা খাই
মাগি
মুরগি থেকে কি আসে ওটা হচ্ছে ফার্স্ট ওয়ার্ড, ফার্স্ট লেটার, আর এটা হচ্ছে সেকেন্ড, দুটো একসাথে হবে।
আরে ওটা হয়, ওটা হয়, আরে ওটা হয়, ওটা হয়, ওটা মেয়েরা ইউজ করে,
এটা কি
ওটা
ভাই?
মেয়েরা ইউজ করে,
জিনিসটা কি সেটা
ভাই
ওটাকে ওটাকে হয়। আরে বলতে পারছি না, দাঁড়া
বলে নি আমি বলছি এইটার মানে জানিস কি?
না আমি জানি না বলেই বলছি।
না ভাই
তুই
এটার
খাস রে
মানে
এটা,
আমি
তুই
বলছি
খাস,
দাঁড়া।
তুই খাস রে এটা।
তুই এটা খাস শীতকালে কাটিয়ে খাস তুই এটা, শীতকালে মানে
রনক থেকে খিস্তি মারবে, রনক থেকে খিস্তি মারতে চলেছে।
আমি ঠিকঠাকই ছবি এঁকে দিয়েছি, বুঝিয়ে দিয়েছি, এবার ব্যাপারটা হচ্ছে বাকিটা তোমরা বোঝো।
রনক থেকে খিস্তি মারবে। রনক, মেয়েরা এটাকে নিয়ে অর্গাজম করে।
দিল্লো
সাংঘাতিক রকমের ঢুকিয়ে দেয় পুরো একদম ভেতর মুখ দিয়ে বেরোয়, তারপরে
হ্যাঁ
তলা
কি নিয়ে অর্গাজম
মুখ দিয়ে বার করে, বুঝেছো?
ওরা কি নিয়ে অর্গাজম করে। আর
ও মাই গড, এটাকে এই নাম এটার?
আবে এটা তো বেগুন,
বেগুন
ভাই বেগুন।
বেগুনকে এগ প্ল্যান্ট বলে, এটা আমি জানতাম না।
আমি তাই বলি, কি লিখেছি
বড় কিরকম পোত্তা মেরে চলে গেল। না এটা না। বা এইরকম টাইপের হয়, ছেলেরা পড়ে।
সবার প্রথম গেস করেছি।
হ্যাঁ বাচ্চা তুমি
সবার প্রথম গেস করেছি। এটা ক্লাসিক জিনিসপত্র, ক্লাসিক জিনিসপত্র, ঠিক আছে? এগুলো হলো ক্লাসিক জিনিসপত্র, ঠিক আছে?
এলো ক্লাস 2 এর ছেলেরা পড়ে।
ভাই সাব এটা কি ভাই? এটা কি?
শালা জানমেরা তো বড় বড় জিনিস দেবে।
4, 6, 10 লিটার একটা ওয়াট দিয়েছে।
দেখো এটা হচ্ছে একটা জিনিস, ঠিক আছে? আর 1 সেকেন্ড, এটা হচ্ছে পৃথিবী, ঠিক আছে? এটা পৃথিবীর চারিদিকে থাকে এই জিনিসটা। ফার্স্ট ওয়ার্ডটা হচ্ছে ওইটা, ঠিক আছে?
কি থাকে?
এটা পৃথিবীর একমাত্র জিনিস, পৃথিবীর খুব আগলে আগলে রাখে একে, ঠিক আছে?
তারপরে
এটা হচ্ছে সেটা, ঠিক আছে? এবার তারপরে হচ্ছে, দাঁড়াও, এটা হচ্ছে একটা তোমার জিনিস,
সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ড এটা।
হ্যাঁ সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ড, যেটার উপর বাচ্চারা লাফায়, ঠিক আছে? এবারে এই যে লাফাচ্ছে, এই লাফানোর অ্যাকশনটাকে কি বলে?
ভাই পুরো
অনেকটা ক্লোজ, জাম্পিং গুলো যারা যারা বলেছে অনেকটা ক্লোজ। এই জাম্পিং এরই বিভিন্ন অন্যান্য ওয়ার্ড ভাবো।
কি হবে ভাই? প্রথমটা মুন।
হ্যাঁ প্রথমটা মুন, এইটুকুনি বলে দিলাম। ওটা 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 একদম ঠিক কথা। এবার দেখো
শুধু সেকেন্ড ওয়ার্ডটাকে একটু বড় করে দেখ।
বাচ্চাটা এই একটা রাস্তা দিয়ে ধরো যাচ্ছে, এই বাচ্চাটা কিন্তু লাফাতে লাফাতে যাচ্ছে, তো কি
ও
অনেকটা ক্লোজ যাচ্ছ তোমরা, লাফাচ্ছি, কি মজা।
ও
আরে বাউন্স।
হ্যাঁ ভাই, হ্যাঁ ভাই,
বলতে
সিনোনিমস
পারছিস
নেই
অন্য
পড়ে
কিছু?
थे।
বলতে পারতিস অন্য কিছু বাউন্স বুঝে যেতাম।
আরে ভাই ভাই ভাই,
এটা আমি মানে আমি লিখলেই তো রাখবি, তো আমাকে ওয়ার্ডটা আমি আস্তে আস্তে, আমি ইচ্ছে হচ্ছে লাস্ট লাস্ট থেকে লিখবো।
হ্যালো হ্যালো হ্যালো
বলো,
হ্যালো 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 হ্যালো,
বল।
নিচে আয় গল্প করি।
আসছি।
আর হেডফোনও নিয়ে আয় ভাই। না হেডফোন কি
সবার
লাগবে,
প্রথম
গল্পই তো করবে, কাকে শুধু
সবার প্রথম গেস করে দিয়েছি আবারও।
আয় আয় গল্প করি আয়। জলদি নাম জলদি নাম।
মাঠে খেলা হচ্ছে?
না হচ্ছে না, আয় গল্প করবো।
আসছি।
রৌনক দা এটা এখনো পেলো না?
কি করে?
না রৌনকদা পারিনি।
আরে মানে সেলফ রিয়েলাইজেশনটা হবে একটু পরে, দাঁড়াও।
নাগা
নর্থ ইস্ট প্যাক, নর্থ ইস্টের মালগুলো না একদম
কিছু বলবি না, আর কিছু বলবি না, বলবি না কিছু আর।
কি
কি এরকম কেন বেড়ে গেল?
রৌনক দা নাগাগুলো
ও বাবা,
আরে এটা অনেকের আগে আগে বোঝা উচিত ছিল। আবার আবার অল্প আফ্রিকা লিখেছে।
নাগা বলেছে, আরে নিগা ভাবলো হয়তো।
আমি নিগাই ভেবেছিলাম।
আরে বালটা নিচে এসে আফ্রিকা লেখ না।
আরে তুই মাঠে যা, মাঠে খেলা হচ্ছে তো।
আরে মাঠেই বসে আছি, হচ্ছে না খেলা, আয় নিচে গল্প করবো।
আমি আসছি, বল।
তুমি ওপরে চলে যাও।
মেসি চোর পেয়ে গেছে আগে।
একটু হাওয়া খাচ্ছি ভাই নিচে।
অলমোস্ট
সিগনেচার
আয় না
সিগনেচার
আয় না।
সিগনেচার আসছি, দাঁড়া এটা শেষ করে আসছি।
ও আচ্ছা,
কোহলির যেটা তুই পাওয়ার জন্য ওয়েট করছিস। কি মারা এটা?
অনুক্রমটা খুব ভালো ছিল।
সাদা ছিল ভাই।
সাদা কি করে আঁকবো, সাদার উপরে ব্ল্যাক বানাও আঁকো, তাই এটাই করে দিলাম। মেসি চোর ডিস। হ্যাঁ
আরে ঝুনির বাচ্চা আয়, খেলা শুরু হবে।
আরে আসছি, বল না, আমি অন্য জায়গায় আছি। তুই কি বলে দিচ্ছিস আমি বাড়িতে?
হ্যালো হ্যালো
হ্যালো
হ্যালো
কি হচ্ছে বল? এটা কি?
Oh my god, bro, what the fuck?
হ্যাঁ না
এইটাতে ফোকাস করিস না।
এটা একটা সুপার হিরো স্পেলিং মিস্টেক।
Oh my god, আচ্ছা
সুপার হিরো এটা অনেক বড়।
সবার
এটা
উপরে
যদি
তো
ওয়ান্ডার
লিখে
ওম্যান হয়,
দিয়েছি।
এটা যদি ওয়ান্ডার ওম্যান হয়, আমি কুকুর।
कोई ना
ওকে গাইস,
আবার রাত্রিবেলা খেলবো।
রাত্রিবেলা আएगा।
রাত্রিবেলা স্ট্রিম
এটাই
করিস
খেলবো, এটাই খেলবো। মজা আসছে স্যার, নাগা ক্যান্সার গুলো থেকে তো বাঁচবো।
অর্ক বিজিএমআইটা নামা না, জাস্ট আমার আইডিটা গোল্ডে তুলি।
নামিয়ে নিয়েছি।
নামিয়ে নিয়েছিস?
হ্যাঁ নামিয়েছি।
ঠিক আছে, আয় তো বিজিএমআইতে আয় তো, এটাতে আমার ওই আইডিটাকে অ্যাড কর, গোল্ডে তুলি। রৌনক দা এলে চলে এসো।
না এখন আমি রাত্রে আসছি।
রাতে আয় তাহলে, রাতে আয়।
ঠিক আছে। হুম।
Before this, he was Hanford. But now it's the era of Kid Bomba. Like, this guy is a bit much. On the Barat, sure, meta pick, but then he uses Sora.
Yep. Yeah.
And some would
That's
argue
Sora.
that might even be more scarier.
That's Sora. That was the problem because I think they thought, well, we took the Barats away, we banned it out, but he still got the upper hand. That's just Kid Bomba doing Kid Bomba things. We've seen his family, we've seen the emotion from Team Spirit, but there's an emotion on the other side of this, and that is, of course, of Onyx, who have to go home. We talked with Kid Boy.
For 3, and yes, they already have information. They should see Sans rotating here, as well as Kyrie as well. They're going to just steal camps, and I think that EECA might be able to punch their ticket right into the grand finals if they just close this out cleanly. But we know that the Sky Kings have always been in these types of positions before. Yes, maybe they're not winning championship right now, but here we go!
Big chop down. The Mystic Gosh not able to get anyone down right now as Keyboy looks for the fight. Can he look for the rest of the try? He goes in, but it's only going to be on the front lines. Now the shotgun lands on Lukey! Sunset Lover! Makes the play already with Wrath Dragons, pull with the Fatal Links! Keller is about force now, jumping around as Seiko's kill, going to be there. Kyrie with a pick up on the Sawo. Keller very good at buying some time, distracting, zoning the rest of Team Spirit away, and isolating Sawo from the rest of the pack. Onyx still alive.
That could have been so much worse. And that's all you can ask for a gold laner at this stage of the game. I'm sorry that we can't give you that space, but at the very least, just buy us just a couple more seconds here as we move into the 12th. 16 or more with the cannot walk up, not while Sunset Lover has the Wrath of the Dryad, not while Kelra doesn't have to purify. It's a free lord over to Team Spirits. These are heavy jabs being traded on both sides. They are willing to throw anything underneath the bus to get the reaction that they are looking for. But TS, the economic lead, 8K at this point, 42-34. This is a beautiful endgame angle for them. They just need to make sure they close this out cleanly.
You can see Sao, that player cam instantly. One hand off, just giving instructions. Guys, play it slow. 3 waves, build it up. Do not forget the fundamentals. They are possibly a few minutes away from another big upset at MSC. From locking their spot in the grand finals. The first time ever for an EECA representative.
This is for all their predecessors before them, for War Barbie, for Defender, for everybody else as they look for the endgame scenario.
Top lane going to be taken down now as Team Spirit look for the play in the bottom lane. Sawo, perfect match. Keyboy going to be chunked as well. Sawo!
He nails it! Moving even further as they're looking to try and close out this game.
Big shot now, throwback again. It's going to be Kai. Taken out by Sour. And Eco.
There you have it. Team Spirit have done it and punched their ticket to the grand finals. The Sky Kings thought they were the beast.
Sverige, niet,
Holy shit, man.
Dracona!
Onyx move.
There is no beast stronger
Go back
than
to
the
home.
dragon!
Go back to home,
What
man.
an amazing game. The
Onyx
technical
move, bhai.
prowess, from mechanics, from the micro to the macro. We have witnessed a work of art. Nobody can be disappointed with that. Even the Sky Kings can recognize when they have been matched. What a crazy game coming in from EECA.
They haven't just been matched. They've been stomped and they've been destroyed. The Porcupines, the Sky Kings, burned to the ground by the flames of the dragon.
Ladies and gentlemen, give your congratulations to Team Spirit as they qualify for the Grand Finals. What a moment this is. What a crazy set of events. I keep using this word crazy time and time again for another region to rise up to the Grand Finals of this caliber for the first time ever in a mid-season cup here at an international. There will be no major regions.
No PH, no ID, no Malaysia. It's EECA up against Myanmar. It's Team Spirit up against Yangon Galacticos.
Truly, we are witnessing history unfold before us. And maybe, who knows, they might not be called minor regions any longer. The world of MLBB expands further, and the level that has been brought to the table starts with the younglings. We're going to be throwing it over to the interview with Sunset Lover and Sawo up on stage. Take it away, Rose.
The Dragons has defied the odds. They have slayed the Sky Kings, and they have carved their names into the history of MLBB.